Yay!
God, me
Welcome,
actually sitting
people.
upright in my chair puts me out of focus, like out of frame on my camera.
And out of character in
camera.
Rask.
Oh yeah, Rask like stoops over. He's very
Yeah. See, Retsu's just trying to be in character.
no. I think Rask is just me, except for I'm short.
That's his lizard lurch.
You should get one of those rubber raptor masks.
God, I've worn one of those like the Minotaur masks. It smells horrible. Henry.
Oh yeah, the rubber that they use for that is just like the worst shit ever.
Yeah, I've worn one of those for a cosplay. It's been a while.
I know a cosplayer that used to cut up fresh vanilla beans and then leave them in the masks.
I don't think that really quite works, except for, well, at least not like the really cheap ones, because that'll just mingle with the smell and make it worse, I feel like.
Like covering your.
It's also a
teenage
little
body on
expensive to
Xbox
do if you're a
and not showering.
hardcore
But
cosplayer.
I think natural smells, maybe chemical smells might do that, but I think natural smells would either nullify it or make it better.
Actually, the
fair.
best way to fight
Yeah,
a
but-
unpleasant chemical smell is with a pleasant chemical smell.
Unless you die. This smells nice.
It smells so good though.
Foaming from the mouth.
No, but that's one of the reasons why using like natural scents
Smells
to get rid
better
of
when
like
you-
chemical
with
scents
natural-
doesn't work as
that-
well.
Also, just because you redeemed posture check, I actually dropped my chair down like 3 inches so I would be in frame.
Good job, see? It's working.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I spent so much time trying to. I completely rearranged my room, and now I can actually sit with my legs under my desk instead of smushed up against the drawers. Don't know.
Well,
I
If
would
everyone
never-
is ready, we can get started soon.
Yes.
I am ready.
I'm good.
Let's get
Rubik, you
started.
good now? You back from the fridge?
I am back.
All right, Jay, you there?
Hi.
All right. We will get started then.
Is Jack just going to
hello,
be anchor? Sorry.
Is who?
Jack.
Oh, Jack. Yeah,
Anchor mode right now?
yeah. Well, you guys just kind of hooked him up to a chain, and just Skritch's orders were to go to the bottom of the ocean.
He's watching the bottom of the boat, make sure there's nothing
Yeah.
back down there.
Protect
Just
the
making
ship.
sure we don't run aground.
He is shark proof so far, so. But yes, hello and welcome everybody to the Round Stump Gaming's campaign of the Bone Collectors, the Journey of the Bone Collectors. I am your host and DM, Wolfgang. I am also honored and greeted with some of the finest players of all the universe and all of time jumping and all that teleportation stuff confined. We will get started actually with a quick intro from everybody, and then we'll get started. So we'll start from the top as usual. Carnes, if you could give a little summary of your character, would be greatly appreciated.
Hello, I am Carnes, also known as Lord Kirov, pretty much everywhere. I play Bashir, the Kobold Ranger, the grumpy old man of the group, who I think, from last I remember, was one of the few guys who spent the majority of the last session not affected, but still didn't do much.
Marco was affecting you.
Right, no, that's what was going on. I was running from Marco the whole time. Forgot.
Mark. I
But
totally
yeah,
forgot about
I
that.
shoot things from long range and still have yet to be damaged in this campaign.
Damn.
Wow.
Now it
that's
sounds
some-
like he's just bragging.
Well, it's easy
Yeah,
when you're a ranger.
Right, no, it's easy when I'm not bragging for something that's way too easy to do.
Rubik punches him in the face.
There we go.
Right.
gang up on him.
Rubik just took that away from you.
we beat him down. Get him, Dev.
Friendly fire doesn't count.
Well, thank you very much for that, Carnes. Mucho appreciated. AKA Bashir. Next up, we have Rubik.
Oh, that's me. I am Rubik. I'm a dwarf paladin barbarian magic user with a raven that shoots love arrows. And we're on a boat. And I fight good.
Fight for good, or you fight well?
And that is Rubik. Thank
We'll
you very
leave it
much,
at that.
Rubik. Next up, we have Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I play Skritch, a wolf raid goblin cleric, devout follower of Skirt, and the captain of our fine vessel, even though nobody ever listens to me.
We listen to you, to your face, and then we're just like, okay, he's gone. Let's do this instead.
Even though I have good ideas sometimes, I saved the vessel. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, Skritch played a major part in the last session we played, but we'll get back to that in the initiative roll, or just the recap roll. But thank you very much, Skritch, aka J-Face. Next up, we have Kuuretsu.
Hi.
Also,
I'm
hold on.
Kuuretsu.
Actually, before we get started, let's just give a little golf clap to Jay for all these subscribers that he gave Retsu.
Yes.
A little golf clap.
Quiet down, please, on the green.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kuuretsu. And now I can't do my introduction with a straight face, and I don't know why.
Just start swearing. Let it out.
Every time I
Damn
think
it.
about your face, I just start laughing too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I do too. And then I start crying a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Kuuretsu. I play Rask, the lizard folk. Fighter cleric.
You have to do it in Kermit voice. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
actually.
fuck. Hey guys. Yeah, I can't even do Kermit. Jesus Christ.
Good, just keep it
I
going.
don't-
Just keep
Yeah,
rolling
just
with it.
do your best. You don't have to be
Acceptable.
perfect.
Hey, I'm Rask. And I swing my glaive real good. It's turning into Gollum. I'm sorry. God. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I don't actually know. I've lost my train of thought.
You're good enough. You're good.
God damn it. I play Rask. He's a lizard folk. He's very confused. I'm really confused. I am just my character at this point.
Guys, was Kermit here a minute ago?
No.
You actually just missed him.
Okay. No, thank you, Rask. I know it's overwhelming. You're still in that like OMG mode.
Going. Should we do Rizzo voice next?
Yeah.
Wait, do what?
Rizzo, the little bird with like the blue bird with the beak from the Muppets. Rizzo. Wait, oh my god.
I never watched the Muppets.
What's wrong with you?
Next 10k points are going towards Foghorn Leghorn.
There we go.
I've never seen
say,
the
I
Muppets, and I grew up watching.
That's
stuff.
all right. No one will judge you. I'm sure Rubik will send you all the links to the Muppets.
Hey.
Last but
No.
not least, we actually have Ivan in the midst.
Hello, I am Runark. I play Ivan Lionheart. I'm a human alchemist artificer. I like to concoct elemental bombs and alchemical contraptions from the back line and disperse them where we need. Luckily, I got my Cloak of the Manta Ray attuned so I can jump in the water and save people who like to just jump overboard when they, feel emotional. It happens. Hopefully we can get through the rest of this storm with little resistance.
Thank you very much for that, Ivan. Well said. Well said. Now we will actually go over a recap of what happened last time. Obviously, it's been a while since we've played, so I don't expect it to be perfect. Just a general summary of what happened, and we
Near
will go
perfection
from
would
there.
be perfect. Perfect.
If everybody would like to roll a flat d20, and we will take the highest roll from there.
I will roll, but I don't think I remember very well.
Ooh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, Rubik got a 96. Oh, nobody's gonna beat that.
Yeah, nobody's gonna beat that.
Damn.
Norman.
But thank you for the raid, XN.
Yeah, welcome everybody who popped in.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're just getting started, guys.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Did it roll?
To throw Rubik under the bus, or Ferrum, he said that you were struggling and dying. What were you dying in?
Oh, I'm talking to XM.
Yes. Oh god. Wait, why'd you roll twice?
Did
Yeah.
I roll twice? Just whatever the first one was, because my stream lagged. Or
Oh, yeah, you just rolled a natural 20. That sucks.
Great. Whatever. It's 16.
Rubik's. All right. Jay, you said this one out?
Yeah, I'm gonna set this one out. I don't remember much.
Okay. Looks like Ivan took the lead this time, actually, with a 19. Bashir was close with a 13. Besides Rubik. of
Rubik
course.
wasn't with the 16?
No,
Yeah,
Wow.
I was gonna say.
Bashir always
How
gets
this
it.
goes.
You rolled a natural 20. I kind of feel bad for you. I'm sorry.
That's why I like that we're just doing flat rolls now. It's not me every time.
So we start off when we are in the harbor. We are spinning out of control because we don't really understand what we're doing, piloting the ship yet. And we almost tip over, or no, we do tip over a small fishing vessel. But we correct our course, and Jack actually does most of the correcting. And he's able to get us back into line and take us out of the harbor safely. We notice some storms moving in fairly quickly. Rask goes to find Vree to give her food. Oh man, how do I... Saugen? Is that right?
The fish people?
Yes, the merfolk. It's the threat in the ocean. They're the creatures that are most likely to attack us. They're very territorial, and they're at war with most other creatures in the ocean. Because I think I was asking Marco about threats. Dev is begging for food and drink and doesn't want to feed himself. He's always asking, you know Dev, he's always asking for ways to not do things, not work. Balthazar approaches us and asks to talk to us privately. He has payments and promotions for all of us because we are behind payment. We are now master hunters, and Rubik is a captain and gets a new tunic. Well, we all get new tunics. Skritch tries to seduce Rubik, and Rubik gives him money, and Balthazar needs to leave. I don't remember that happening exactly.
I can't remember how it went, but I ended up caressing his pin, and we made a sexual joke about it.
Yes, that's what it was.
Good memory, Jay.
Jay always remembers that stuff.
The
Yeah,
section
I remember
sexual-
the stuff, not the important stuff.
Right.
Right.
I asked Bashir to show me an area that I could work in, and I could craft some things in. So he shows me the large meeting room that we had a meeting in the other day. And I was just like, whoa, like normally I don't get like this large of an area. He's like, yeah, take it all, do whatever you want. I was like, fuck yeah. I just like knocked things off the table, setting up everything the way I need it. Skritch begins to work on the shrine to Skirt. Jack sees dark clouds getting closer and rain pouring in. Rask asks the deckhand if they need any help because he's just trying to find a niche on the ship. Dev hatched a diabolical plan to have Jack mess up so he could take over. Because I don't know why. My bad, I didn't put this in the notes for some reason. But so what had happened is everybody started becoming very emotional. They had one set emotion that they were set on doing. So Rubik at one point was very lonely. Vree was very depressed. There was people who were happy, people who were horny, people it got pretty crazy. At one point, Vree jumped over the ship because I approached her and she was afraid of me. So I had to put up my Cloak of the Manta Ray, jump in to save her. And then we had a few people throw the... Oh, no, I had tied a rope to me and they had pulled me back in. Rubik was getting very close with the pig. Marco was getting extremely close with Bashir. Rask and I almost got into a fight at one point. it was getting quite crazy. But Dev attempted to kill the Highlander, which didn't go well, obviously. So he got a little bit of a punishment. He got punched and hit quite a few times. I'm not exactly sure how much, but
A bunch.
yeah, it was a lot.
Not enough.
Yeah, Dev got pretty
and
beat up.
What ends up happening is Skritch, who's in his right mind at the time, sees a siren pop up out of the water, and he basically he casts a higher level spell at it, and I don't know if he kills it or just makes her disappear or like leave us alone essentially, but it solves our immediate issue with her, so we're able to continue to sail.
So Skritch saved the group.
Yes. Not that anybody really remembers, because everybody who was under the emotional effect doesn't remember that part.
Correct.
The storm begins to break and fog begins to roll in. Delves tells us to turn around, and Jack tells the Highlander to get Skritch. We hesitate, and the fog comes in, and they prompted to make a... Oh. I had some really weirdly timed notes. I don't know why I wrote them in the order that I did. But that's generally what happened, I think.
Okay. No, yeah, you definitely got a lot of it. Does anybody want to add anything?
In the course of trying to escape from Marco and get to the ship's helm to figure out what's going on, Bashir managed to severely injure one of the deckhands who was trying to sabotage the ship in his altered mental state. And then when he got to the crow's nest, he noticed that our Kenku Bard, who was stationed up there, was self-harming, pulling his own feathers out, so he just knocked him out and left him up there.
Yep. Alright, that's good. Anybody else?
And then I tried to cut off Dev's feet, but I couldn't.
I don't remember if this was the last session or the session before it, but Dev's cellmate, roommate, killed himself because Dev would not shut up.
Yes, it was gone over in the last, the one before that, in the recap actually of that last session. But yes, Dev drove him into insanity.
We're. Oh, I have something when you're done, Retsu Squad. Sorry.
Go for it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we were driving into a storm. There's still a storm, and also Balthazar was there because he brought some kind of news, which I had forgotten. But he brought news.
He brought promotions.
I would say other news than the promotions.
He brought news. This is what my notes say.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Your detailed notes are very helpful.
Yep.
Yep.
To be fair, they're better than mine. A whole blank page.
Mine disappeared, apparently. I know I took notes, but I can't find them now.
Tisk.
I have 3 sentences and a bullet point.
I was just laughing too hard through all of the last session to even remember to jot anything down.
Yeah.
Richie, what are the name of those, by the way? In your hand.
Bagua. It's the Bagua.
Because normally they're bells inside, right?
Yeah, they're chimes. Not inside of the solid ones, but the steel ones usually have a chime on the inside.
Yeah.
I've got solid stainless steel ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think in English they're called like Zen balls or whatever.
The English pronunciation is like Bodeng balls.
Oh yeah, Baoting.
Baoting, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
The ones
These
I
are
had.
also used for like martial arts too.
I know using multiple ones with like 3 of them, like all 3 different sizes, is difficult. I was watching.
Yeah, I can't even do these 2 very well, so I'm just gonna stick with 2. I can only go one way also.
Yeah,
the other way is hard.
Yeah, going the other way is really hard.
Yep.
I can do the primary way pretty well, but the other way I can't even do it at all.
Anyway, yes, back to.
Sorry.
Oh wait, yeah, D&D.
Going off the train. Here we are.
All right. I just want to let you guys get out of your system. I know you guys are excited for Eric listening in.
No,
Oh,
fuck that guy.
Who?
Yeah,
Oh,
who?
wow.
Fuck that guy. Am I right?
I didn't have my. I didn't have Discord open. Okay, I can't. I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Eric.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Ivan, for going over the recap. We will actually start off with you. You guys are back on the ship. Everything seems to kind of be back. It seems to be back in order, but there is still the fact that you're in the eye of the storm and you have to go through another part or wait it out.
And we are currently where we are on the ship, like on the map.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Is that Vree next to me?
Yes.
All right. Oh shit, I don't remember. No, I do remember saving her. I'll walk up to her. Are you feeling any better?
She's just gonna nod to you. You see that she's keeping her eyes down and her head down as well, and she just kind of looks up to you and nods really quick, and then looks back down as if she is ashamed of what she's done. She also seems embarrassed. Just for a half orc, she's just not very proud of what she did. She's not a very scared person. So for her to be like that, and she just can't believe it, and she's still in a little shock of everything. So she just kind of does that, and she's actually just going to start walking upstairs after she says thank you very quietly.
I kind of like look like I was going to say something else, but I'll just let her go.
The one of the boars actually walks over to you as you wave your hand out to say something, and the boar just kind of puts its snout onto your hand and just starts like rubbing its snout all over you, trying to get a good pet.
I'll bet them.
As that pig was lonely with Rubik the entire time.
Aw, poor piggy. I'll begin to walk up towards Rask. If the pig decides to follow me, then go ahead.
You see Rask is actually tying some knots, and it looks like setting up the sails again for the storm. It almost looks like as if Rask has taken over the position of the deckhand on this side of the ship, because there is no other deckhand. As you look around, it's just Rask.
Do you need any help, Rask? I mean, I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but we don't have much time. I mean, do you know what you're doing?
Rask knows what Rask is doing. Can not sure how to explain.
Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't help you then. If you're fine operating by yourself, maybe I shouldn't throw another wrench into the plan. I'll ask somebody else for direction.
Yeah, Rask just kind of nods.
I'll move past Rask and up towards the area.
Okay.
Can't think.
As you're about to, Marco actually stops both of you, and he says, "Ivan, Rask, before you go anywhere, I just wish to apologize for if I acted inappropriately towards either of you. Apparently, from what I've heard about what I did with Bashir, or tried to do with Bashir, was inappropriate enough. But I just hope nothing happened between us." And he smiles, like kind of nervously.
Inappropriate? What
Rask
are you
just kinda
talking about?
looks at Ivan very confusedly.
Did you hurt him?
No,
Accidentally?
I was trying to. I guess it's not important if you're both fine. He smiles. You look
No,
both
no.
very,
You
very
have
healthy.
to say.
What? I'm sorry, Rask.
No, you have. What did you do to Bashir?
I tried to give. This is very difficult to say. He looks around to make sure none of his own deckhands or the orc is around. I tried, and he leans forward. Actually, he gets a little closer, and he kind of waves you both in. I tried to give Bashir a kiss of love, and he's just gonna kind of spit on the off the side of the deck and just wipe his mouth. I am just ashamed. I not that Bashir is a bad person. It's just I am not for Bashir. My heart belongs elsewhere.
Are you sure the magic doesn't accentuate what's already there?
I don't
know. Well, that's something to think on. I need to.
What? No, I don't understand. But I don't know about magic. What do you mean about that, Ivan? Maybe you could tell me more.
Well, perhaps you can tell me what I can do, and I can tell you about that. What kind of help do we need around here?
Well, none, to be honest. My men and I can handle everything. Well, I am a man short right now since Bashir shot him in the leg, but that was for good cause. My deckhand was actually under the the spell of magic of destruction. So he was going to just start destroying the ship. Had he not done something soon, we could have been in grave peril.
I hope we don't run into more of that.
Well, unfortunately, we're in the eye of the storm. I have to actually agree with what the prisoner speaks of. We should stop and wait for the storm to settle, or go in another direction. Stay in the eye, at least. But if we go through the storm, who knows what other type of bizarre magical effect will have put upon us. It could be the same or something even more dangerous. But Skritch is the captain, and that's actually his call. Or Jack, since he's some sort of rank around here, as he looks up at the steering wheel, and Jack is still steering while sitting on the ground next to him is Dev, and then next to him is Elwyn.
I was dragging Dev back to his cell at the end of last session.
Oh, you were dragging him back?
Yeah, at the end of last session,
Okay.
That's what I was doing. I
yeah,
grabbed
you
him by
and
the
Bashir, I
scruff
think,
of his
weren't you?
neck. Yeah, and I was
You
dragging
were
him back.
doing that, and then I think somebody stepped in and said no, he has to stay up top.
Oh, I just remember someone stepped in and said he can't be killed. So
Right, I think Skritch said something about
Skritch,
leaving him to do
yes.
his job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he has to stay up top. But Rask is gonna point at like the carving of the deckhand's name on the mast now. Because I think that deckhand did carve his name while he was being mischievous.
Yes,
think
that was the first part. Like, it just started very small with his disorder of destruction, and then became more infatuated with using a melee weapon on the rope and the crates and parts of the railing.
Can you fix that, Ivan?
Perhaps. All the pieces are there, right?
You see that there are wood chips still on the ground. Some of them are a little wet, but still there.
As long as everything's there, that shouldn't be an issue. I'll walk over and I'll pick up the pieces and I'll kind of like adhere them to where they kind of would be, and I'll cast mending as I do so.
Okay.
Rask just kind of nods in agreement because he's thinking and like looking at his hands because he has scales on his hands and like harder skin, but other people might not appreciate splinters so much.
No, I mean, I definitely, I hate splinters. Makes working with your hands so much harder.
Rask agrees.
But do I successfully? I don't know how long it'll take me, but do I successfully do so?
Yes. Yeah. You with being a master alchemist, you have no problem doing it.
All right. Well, I will. I'll go round up the rest of the main bone collectors and see what we decide on for moving about. As I say to Marco. What about? Well, what say you, Rask? So you don't have to leave your post. Do you think we should stay in the eye of the storm and wait it out, or try to move with it, or move through the storm?
Rask will do as he's told, but Russ thinks that the magic part is gone. Rask thinks. Not sure.
So you think we'd be all right to move through?
Well, we need to make a decision quick, Marco says as he points towards the storm. About to come out. The storm is moving towards us. We either need to move with the eye or keep sailing through it and hope for the best.
Rask just kind of shoos Ivan off towards wherever the heck Skritch might be. Go ask Skritch.
All right. I'll go find... I think I remember him saying he was going to go to his quarters, maybe? I don't know if I was there or not, actually. But I'll search for Skritch.
Okay. Give me a perception, or what's your passive perception?
It's decent. Hold on. 15.
Okay, you don't notice him on top of the deck or anywhere else, but you would suspect that he's either in his captain's quarters or using the bathroom or in the kitchen where there's food.
I'll check his quarters.
Okay. So you
This is
start heading
probably the
that way.
closest to where I was at.
Rubik and Bashir, are you guys going to take Dev down or keep him up on top of the deck?
I thought we had established that someone had convinced somebody to leave him up top, so I guess that's what we're gonna go with.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure.
I don't remember exactly, so that's fine
Okay.
with me.
The last thing I can roughly remember is Skritch telling the both of us to leave Dev alone and let him do his job. So
Because
that's
he had a
what,
case of the Downies, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so that's what Bashir's
yeah,
gonna
because
do.
we did take the shackles off of him, and he's part of Skritch's crew now.
Also, I do remember that Skritch had told Dev that if he does whatever, that I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Dev is part of his crew for eternity, right?
Yes.
Something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, he pledged allegiance to Skritch's crew so that he would be saved and not harmed.
And I think that's why we're letting him do his thing. Also, I think we established that this is now a ghost ship of the damned. For
I do
Skritch.
remember a Davy Jones's reference
Yeah.
at some point.
A few of them, yeah.
You mean Davy Skirt?
Yes, Davy Skirt or Skirt Jones.
Skirt
So-
Jones.
So we'll say
That sounds like a
Rubik,
blues
Bashir,
player.
and Jack are going to be all standing up top near the wheel, and it's kind of quiet as you guys are seeing the storm clouds roll in all around you, besides where you are currently in the eye of the storm.
Rubik's daydreaming of strapping Dev to a rock and launching him off with mangonel.
Bashir, if nothing's going on that requires his attention, would actually head towards the mast to check on our friend who was up in the crow's nest.
Okay. So you're gonna head up to the mast. Jack, what would you? Or Jack's not here.
Oh, real quick, my Raven's still in
He
the
is
crow's
here.
nest, and it's still like on alert for. I gave it the command to like notify me if other boats appear.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
I will tell you this: your Raven does notice something off of the starboard side. It seems to be some sort of creature submerging out of the water, is what he's telling you. But it's a good distance away,
Yeah,
about a mile and a half.
Yeah, because the way it works with the familiar, like I can choose to like focus through its sights, but it can't necessarily speak to me, but I can speak to it through telepathy within the distance, like 100 feet. So I'll say like it gets my
So
attention. And
It
then,
would just fly down to you and tell you that then, or fly down to you and you would hear it, or no, you would have to.
it
I
would
don't
just
know,
warn
'cause
me,
you
and
can't talk.
then right, it would just warn me, and then like I told it to come and like flutter in my face if there was something,
Okay,
and then
so that's what
maybe,
it'll do.
Maybe it like points like a dog, like like points its nose in that direction.
Okay,
I guess I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's
the
kind of
mo-
up to you.
as much detail as it can give you. Yeah, no, that sounds fair.
And so I'll go over to like the railing and like look off into the water that direction.
Okay,
I just want it to be not OP.
right. No, I hear you. So you think you're Raven and it flies back up to its spot. Jack is still steering, and you see Dev and Jack are kind of almost like each sharing a section of the steering wheel and kind of fighting about it at the same time. Bashir, you're making it up to the mast now as you're climbing up. Give me a athletics check, please.
Oh, I forgot to bring up Bashir's. I knew I was written something. Forgot to bring up Bashir's sheet. One second. Athletics, you said?
Yes, please.
Which side of the boat did you say they saw that on?
Starboard side. Oh boy. Okay. You begin to climb up, but you're kind of, your legs are still a little wobbly. You still don't have your sea legs yet, so you actually kind of almost trip, and your leg just goes right through it, and you just kind of like, it's just kind of like a goofy moment. So you just kind of stand there for a moment, and the deckhand's gonna come over and like help you get your foot unstuck from the other bundle of rope that you got tangled up in. Are you all right, my lord? Is everything okay?
Yes, Bashir's tired after escaping from Marco. And he's got like flashback eyes now.
The deckhand nods. He says, Marco is a very passionate person. Be careful of this. And the deckhand goes back to work as he's winding up rope and helping, kind of like pats you on the shoulder. And you begin to make your climb again. If you want to re-roll that for me, I'd be happy to
Yeah, sure.
give you a second chance to climb up that rope, since it shouldn't be.
Did I miss it? That's right. All right. Yeah, my rolls tonight are not going to be good, apparently.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. So you do start climbing up just a little slowly. You're just taking your time, making sure you don't slip through again. So you're climbing up to the crow's nest. Rubik, do you just want to stay on the bottom deck there? Do you want to go anywhere in particular?
I was going over to the railing and looking off into the distance, the way the Raven had pointed me.
Okay, so you begin to walk over the railing and do that. Ivan, you kind of see Rubik and Bashir break away from the main deck area, and you start heading in towards Skritch's quarters. Rascal, what would you like to do?
Is Rask done, like, tying down all the knots and such for his side?
Yes. Yeah, you're all done now at this point. As you're just kind of, as Marco is just kind of looking over your work. Ah, very good work, Rask. You'd be a good deckhand on the silver scales, if you don't mind me saying. And he kind of smiles at you.
Rask is deckhand on Silver Lantern.
Well, true, but with us though, my crew, I think you'd make a fine addition. In fact, you could probably beat me in making it to a first mate or a deck officer.
Is Marco not deck officer now?
Oh, not here. I'm technically nothing. I'm just in charge of my own men.
Rask doesn't have a title either.
Ah, well, I'm sure Skritch will figure out how to run the ship, no problem. He smiles. I mean, I'm kind of running half of it for him, so he doesn't really need to worry about all too much. He has Jack as well to bodyguard him, and a lot of you other bone collectors, so it's kind of a half and half ship if you think about it in an odd way. But so far we've survived. I just hope this storm settles. In fact, I'm gonna go see if I can go help Ivan convince Skritch if we could stay in the eye of the storm. If you wish to come with, please do. He smiles and waves you on.
Rask will actually go look for the others and check if they were all right under the deck.
Okay.
Below deck.
All right, so you're gonna head below deck to go check on the rest of the other members of the crew, both Skritch's crew and the bone collectors.
Yep. Also the orc, I guess.
Yes, the orc is down there actually.
The Count?
Oh yeah, the Count's down there.
Count's
He's standing
down there.
outside the room.
Wasn't Tink going all slasher on people down there?
No, I don't think it was Tang.
It was totally
Actually, it might have
Tink. It was Tink
It
for
was Tink,
sure.
yeah, it was Tink. Never mind, it was Tang.
Because it was kind of creepy.
Yeah. But yes, Rask will go check on them because he has no idea what happened.
It's a bloody mess.
Okay. So you begin to go downstairs and check out what happened below there. Ivan, you enter Skritch's quarters. When doing so, you see Skritch is sitting at his desk, and he's just admiring the mostly finished Skirt statue. It's not done yet. You can still see there's a bunch of materials all over his desk and on the floor in front of it that he's looking at and kind of looking back at the statue and looking back at the statue.
I think I actually had him go to bed last time when we ended.
Oh, then you were okay. Then you'll be laying in bed, and you
Under
don't
the
actually
bed.
see Skritch until you walk over to his desk. You don't notice him there. Well, I have to layer that.
Nope, Skritch sleeps under the bed. Confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
It's a cave.
He is
so you
the
look
monster
around and you
under
don't
the-
see him anywhere. You don't see him like near his desk, in his bathtub, near the fireplace, warming up. You don't see him on the couch. Eventually, though, you see a bunch of lumps all over the bed, but you're not sure if Skritch is one of those lumps.
I'll walk over to the bed and I'll kind of like, I'll slowly like pull the sheets away.
Okay. You slowly do so, and you see Skritch
sleeping out cold, basically drooling, and he kind of kicks his leg as he's cold now, as you've taken the blankets off of him.
I will just kind of like shake him a little bit on the shoulder and just see if I can wake him up. Skritch.
What?
We have a matter that we need to deal with. Marco finds it important that we stop our movement in this direction and we change direction so we can stay in the eye of the storm. It would be much less dangerous. Isn't that right? I mean, I'm assuming I see him walk in.
Yeah, you've a door open up and Marco kind of rushes in as he's covered in rain as well, and he kind of takes off his hat. Forgive me, Captain Skritch. I did not mean to bother you or Ivan's conversation. I'm assuming you're talking about the storm. He smiles as he just got done talking to you about it. What do you think, Captain?
Yeah, Skritch thinks that sounds fine.
Oh, thank heavens. All right, good. I will go alert Dev and Jack to keep us in the eye of the storm and wait till the storm dies off or dissipates in some sort of magical manner, however it was created. And I will give you further news if anything else is to report. And he's going to bow his head to you, Skritch. He's going to step back and courteously walk out, almost as if he's kind of like treating you as the new captain of his own crew.
Okay. Skritch, go back to sleep then.
And Skritch is just going to grab the blankets out of your hand and just kind of like jump back into bed.
Do I see the statue as I was like walking around?
Yeah, you see a shrine that like slash statue looking thing that he's made to Skirt, and it looks pretty epic so far.
I'd like to inspect it without touching it. I just want to like check it over as a fellow craftsman, because I am proficient in wood carving.
Okay.
What would you want me to roll for that, if anything?
Just roll me give me either a intelligence or a wisdom check.
Intelligence, Faustschau.
You'll get one or the other. You'll get a couple things depending on the roll.
+5. That +5. So 19.
19. You could tell that Skritch has used many different things and materials to build this shrine and to Skirt. Most of it's pretty valuable, actually. Decent stuff. There's silver goods. There's all sorts of nice fabrics and wares. There's even some nice spices. There's really
anything you can find.
Yeah, it's almost there's like forks for the silver forks for the fingers. There's a monocle, a nice gold encrusted monocle for the eye. Like it's just there's all sorts of crazy stuff that Skritch has found that you're just kind of amazed at as you're looking over it. A lot of it's being held by string and nails. And you can even see that he has several tools in a chest right next to it that he's been a little toolbox that he's been using, and you can see Skritch is pretty crafty himself.
I see a little room. Well, I see some room for improvement, but I think he's doing pretty good. I'll kind of like mutter to myself, and I'll walk by and back outside.
Okay. So you're gonna leave Skritch's quarters. Skritch, are you gonna go right back to bed?
Yeah.
You're back out, no problem. You fall right asleep. The storm doesn't even seem to bother you or even worry you whatsoever. So we'll actually go up to Bashir. You get up to the top of the crow's nest, Bashir, and you can see that the Kenku is actually looking out the window, just still keeping guard. And around where he was picking his feathers, you can see that he has what looks to be some sort of cloth wrapped around it and tied off.
How are you feeling, friend?
Oh, good, my lord. Good. He's going to bow his head over and over again as he turns around and walks towards you. Thank you again for helping me. I was not myself. It was a strange curse that we were under. Curse. And he kind of repeats himself as his one eye twitches, and he's going to, with his one only arm, he thanks you, and he says, I was pulling my own feathers out, and who knows what could have happened. This is my only good arm. I guess if I would have ran out of feathers, I might have just started with that next. And he thinks about it for a moment and then shakes his head. But you saved me. You saved me. You saved Beekman. And he's going to kind of give you a one-armed hug.
Bashir will let him hug him. At the same time, he's not had much like interaction with this guy, so he thinks the odd talking and the eye twitching might be him hitting the guy a bit too hard. So he's still feeling he's feeling a little guilty, so he'll let the hug happen.
Thank you again, friend. And he's going to smile at you. How can I repay you?
Do your job as best as you can, and do not do something like that again, unless, of course, you cannot help yourself as before.
Deal. The debt has been repaid. He's going to bow his head. Well, thank you, my friend. He's going to smile.
Have you
The
seen
storm
it?
seems to be getting worse. Are we going to go into it or wait here?
Bashir is not certain. It is Skritch's decision, ultimately. Bashir does not know much about larger ships, but he understands wind pushes us to our destination, so perhaps into the storm will get us there quicker.
Ah, well, I hope that doesn't happen again to us. He just kind of looks nervously at his arm and then back up at the clouds. I will play us a song. He's going to pull out an odd-looking flute that looks like it was made for a bird-like creature with a beak, and he begins to start blowing into it, and it sounds very lovely, actually.
Bashir is just going to actually just going to sit down and pull out the. I can't remember if I took one from them. Did I take one from them? No, I got one as a loot from the Ember Citadel. He's gonna take out the elven crafted horn that he got from the Ember Citadel battle, and he'll just start sort of like going along with him.
Okay. Can you roll me a performance check, please?
Yeah. I am actually proficient with the horn. So do I just add that onto it? I've never actually
Yes.
done this. Like I said. Plus
Yes, you would
that.
add your proficiency bonus to it as well.
Okay, so I'll just check that for it then.
Okay. You start playing, and Beekman actually turns around and is very astonished that you're able to play so well, and is very happy that there's another person who can play an instrument on the ship, and begins to even change the song into more of a happier tune, and kind of starts dancing around a little bit, doing a little jig as he's dancing around you and on top of the crow's nest.
As I'm sure he's knows a bunch of different music. He'll probably notice that Bashir tends to lean into a bunch of dwarven tunes because that's all he can really remember.
Yeah, you're kind of playing like a more bass beat for him as he's going around, and he can tell it's very dwarvish. So you guys are jamming out up in the crow's nest right now. Who knew there would be a jam session in the middle of a storm?
Best time.
Yeah.
It's not like the Titanic, though. No one will worry.
Oh God.
So,
Do we have to
Rubik.
worry when somebody starts painting?
yes.
Uh,
Rubik, you're at the starboard edge of the ship, looking out into the fog and into the storm, and you can see that there's quite a bit of large waves that come in and out of view that cause a bit of interference, make it difficult to see anything that'd be coming coming out of the water. You do, however, see off in the distance whenever there's a flash of lightning or a flash of lightning and thunder, like in the crack of it, you can hear almost like the echoing of almost a large shrieking creature here and there. But after a moment, your crow comes back down and warns you again of something else in the same direction.
Turn around and just yell at whoever's behind me. There's
You see that Marco is walking out, and so is Ivan at about the same time. And it looks like they're about to discuss something, but you kind of you see them and you say something to them.
yeah, I just like shout over to him. Hey,
What is it?
I don't know. You tell me, Marco.
Marco looks over and says he's gonna start walking over. What's wrong, Rubik? Is everything okay? As he kind of shouts for a moment as he's coming over to talk to you a little bit more easily instead of shouting through the storm.
Well, what kind of creature makes this kind of noise? And I be like noise.
He thinks for a moment. And he says, I'm not really too sure. I've never heard of that. Maybe try it one more time for me. Can you make the noise again? All right. Let's see.
It's like that, but with a little like a and mixed in.
Well, I'm not too sure. It wouldn't be a whale, especially not in a storm. I hope it's not some sort of. Well, there's no way it could be a kraken. Not in the middle of an eye of a storm either. I mean, what would be the chances of that?
Let's hope it's something we can stay away from.
Well, it's not too
Agreed.
far out. If you look out over this direction, and I pull out my spyglass and wait for a flash of lightning.
You actually see that for a moment it's gonna be quiet, and you see that there's a flash, and for a moment you see that there is a large mound of it looks like a large lump in the water, and then it dips away from a giant wave interfering with your vision of it, so it looks like it's no longer can be seen. After a moment, though, you eventually hear the noise of a.
Oh, that's you hear that? That's the noise.
That kind of sounded whale-like to me.
Marco's going to immediately change his expression from kind of joking around with you, Rubik, to a very oh no.
I think that sounded kind of like a whale to me.
Food?
And I'll kind of look over at Marco and see the expression and what.
It's a shelled kraken! Get the ship! Move it through the storm! He's gonna look to you. I'm gonna have to change Skritch's idea to going into the storm instead of staying in the middle. It seems that this shelled kraken's probably trapped in the eye of the storm as well with us, and who knows if it's still under the magical effects of whatever the storm might have done to it. We cannot stay here. We will die. He's going to just kind of shout to both of you and start running towards Skritch's chambers.
Oh, Rubik, does it look like it's seen us?
Yeah, well, probably. We're a big boat.
God.
This is gonna be,
What do we need to do?
Marco, you stay here. Skinny man, you go down and alert the goblin.
Marco stops as he's about to open the door. What do you mean? Who's Skinny Man?
It's not you.
He looks down into his stomach as he's kind of really sad now.
I just raise my hand slowly.
Is that why she didn't love me? You hear that noise again, obviously. You hear screeching off in the distance. It sounds like it's getting closer, Rubik.
I'm going to run downstairs and begin alerting everybody.
Okay, so Ivan starts running off.
I'm just gonna start shouting across the deck, make ready for combat! Impact incoming! It's a giant creature!
The deckhands are freaking out as they're now running below deck and basically getting ready to strap themselves in or prepare for battle.
Do we hear him?
Beekman up top stops playing his music, Bashir, and he stops and looks at you and he says, "Something's going on. Perhaps we should go down below deck." And he's actually going to start looking out below, looking around the windows. I don't see anything.
You stay here. Call out if you see anything that needs to be called out about. I will go down and figure out what the commotion is about.
Of course. He nods very quickly. Of course. Go. And you see he's very frantic as he hears if you both hear shouting. You definitely know a dwarf when a dwarf shouts. You could tell it's definitely Rubik's shouting.
Right. Since we're up at the crow's nest, can I just pull a Jack Sparrow and see if there's a rope that I can cut and just swing down?
There is, because the silver scales have a very nice designed rope system to be able to go up and down. So yes, you find a Jack Sparrow style rope to just slide down, and you even do a couple barrel roll spins as you go down, and you look amazing. It's spectacular. Even in the rain on the rope makes it so it doesn't burn your hands as much. So you're just beast moding down that rope. Just roll me one athletics check though.
Yep. I mean, scaled
Do you
hands.
stick the landing is the question.
Scaled hands anyway, so.
Dude.
Nice. You flip
Natural
and kick
20.
the Kraken in the face.
So as you're sliding down the mast, as you're kind of spinning off in the distance of when the light hits off from the sky from the storm, you see the shelled kraken moving towards you guys.
Bashir's first instinct is to run towards Rubik, and Bashir's also putting his hand in a specific pocket, and he's basically pulling out a bunch of the firing mechanisms for the siege weapons. And he's basically going to run up to Rubik and hand him a fistful of them, and just be like, "Perhaps it is time that we use these." And he's going to go to the one right next to them and start setting it up.
Yeah, I just grabbed like a I don't know, we'll call it a spanner, a fancy wrench out of my blacksmithing tools, and I just start like jamming it into the machine to make so it works.
Yeah, so Bashir's just going to be going from siege machine to siege machine, trying to make sure that it's ready to go.
Perfect. Rask, you are down below deck, and you are on your way to the bunkhouse when you hear all this commotion going on above deck. Do you want to stop and turn back, or do you want to keep going?
Rask is going to go back up. He's gonna turn around.
Turn around and go back up?
Yeah,
All right. So do you want to move quickly or just the same speed?
quickly.
All right. So you immediately hear Rubik shouting, and your instincts are to turn right around and start running back up. When you do, you actually see Balthazar stepping out of what seems to be the one of the other rooms. It looks like he was almost napping on guard duty, and he's kind of waking, like rubbing his eyes. What's wrong? I heard yelling.
Rask does not know.
I'll follow you, and he's going to run behind, like kind of like get behind you as you're talking to him still.
Were you asleep?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's been rough. I should have gotten sleep earlier, but I told everyone else to get sleep first, and I fell asleep on guard duty. It's honestly almost been 40 hours since I've slept. He seems very embarrassed. You can tell Master Rubik after we find out what's going on if you wish to punish me. I do deserve it.
No, Rask just thinks that you're lucky.
You see Balthazar thinks of those words very carefully. From a lizard folk to a dragonborn, you guys kind of have the same perception on how life can be prevailed and things like that. And he listens to your words of wisdom very carefully as you're both running up the stairs now. You as you're running up the stairs about halfway up, you actually see Ivan, and Ivan, you run halfway down and see Rask, and behind him, Balthazar. And Balthazar seems a little sad, but then sees you and smiles. Ivan, is everything okay?
We identified a shelled kraken. It's coming towards us.
Wait,
I'm alerting them down. I'm alerting them beneath deck. Go behind. I'm just done. I can't.
Ivan just broke.
I broke. I'm gonna run by them as I stumble over my words in fear.
Rask is... Wait, DM, can I use thaumaturgy to just, like, enhance his voice to echo throughout the ship?
Yeah, you could.
So then Rask is gonna grab Ivan by the back of his jacket.
Alright.
And then Rask is gonna... Hold on.
What? I have to alert them.
Think of what to say. And then Rask is gonna start casting thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Without explaining anything else.
All right. Am I good then?
Yeah.
All hands on deck! We identified a shelled kraken coming our way! That's it. I don't really know anything else.
They also caught the initial what? And then, Rask is like, talk. Yeah, and then he says that. And then Rask is gonna pick him up and carry him back upstairs. Because this is a very narrow staircase.
Fine. I don't know what we're going to do. That thing could tear us apart.
Wait, so slow down again. You said there's a shelled kraken. What is a shelled kraken? You see Balthazar seems very intrigued instead of afraid.
I mean, I'm not exactly... It's a large...
Kraken with a shell?
aquatic creature. It has large tentacles. I mean, I don't really know exactly what it is. It appears to have a shell. I know it's and Mark. If Marco's afraid of it, I'm quite afraid of it. He's been on the water a lot longer than I have.
Where is it? I don't see it. And you see Balthazar looking around.
Just go up here. It's by Rubik. Go look with him.
He's going to run over to Rubik and Bashir, who look to be busy putting in firing pins on weapons as they run down the ship. And Balthazar's trying to catch up to him now.
Yeah, prioritizing the ones on the side that it's coming to.
There we go. So Rask and Ivan, you guys are standing there. Marco is going to run inside again to Skritch's chambers, and he's going to kind of lift up the blankets just from Skritch's face just a little. Hey there, sleepyhead. Hey there. Could you...
Ow! Uh-oh. What is it this time?
Didn't mean to wake you up. Nothing to be alarmed about. There's a shelled kraken approaching us. Is it okay if I give permission to Jack to move the ship into the storm? Here, as you both hear a scream, like a loud, just like. It's getting close.
Let Skritch get left alone.
I will leave you alone and make sure no one bothers you.
Skritch says go for it.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I mean, Captain. Thank you. And he's going to bow his head and then put the sheet and the pillow back over your head, exactly where they were, and then tiptoe out as very quickly as he possibly can without making any noise, and then frantically look out of the room at Ivan and Rask. We need every available warrior on top deck, and we need any siege equipment on the side of wherever the Kraken's coming from on ready. And he's going to clench his fist. Prepare yourselves, and he's going to shout. Move towards the storm, Jack. If we can escape it, we'll be better off instead of fighting it. It could cause too much damage to the ship. Jack is just going to nod as he's going to push Dev back towards Elwyn and just take over the wheel completely. And now you see Jack seems very serious as he's going to just quietly start steering the ship very seriously. He's going to ring the bell, which means the deckhands are going to get back on and set the sails. So the deckhands are now back on top of the deck, which can get a little spicy for them. And they're looking out, and you can see everyone's very, where is the Kraken, as they're all looking around. With that, Dev is kind of standing near Elwyn as they're step back. Jack's taken over the wheel. Rubik and Bashir, you have finished setting off the firing pins on the top deck.
Oh, I'm just, starboard side of just cranking back the mangonel and just whatever one I was on, and just starting to prep to fire.
All right, so you actually spin the mangonel in the direction of where you think the Kraken's going to come, and you just get ready. And you're actually arming this one. And Vree sees you doing that, and she's going to... or actually, you're on the ballista, I apologize. But Vree is going to stand near this mangonel as... she doesn't seem to know what to do, but she notices what you put into the thing to make it fire, and she sees a lever. And that's all she's got her hand on right now, is she's waiting for the Kraken to get closer as well.
Can I take control of this one?
Yeah, you run over and take control of that one.
Who's this down here?
That is Coraline.
Bashir will just motion for her to help him basically turn this one to face the same direction.
The mast will be in the way, she points to it.
Is it over here?
There are many ropes that intersect between here and this area.
Bashir is just we'll just, think about it for a second. Yeah, probably a bad idea. And then call her to help him with one of the ones on the lower deck then.
She nods as she's going to join you down below deck to set up on the starboard side down below to get ready for some more ballistas and mangonels. We will go over to Rask. Rask, what would you like to do?
Rask is actually gonna realize that he probably shouldn't have stopped Ivan, and then duck back down to chase after Bashir to help arm the ones below deck.
Okay, so you head down below to kind of get the same idea of arming everybody, or making sure that the siege equipment's ready, and kind of arming yourself as well. Trying to get in one of those ballistas or mangonels down below would help you a little bit as well to get a little firepower on it before it actually touches the ship. So you all three of you head down below deck as the deckhands kind of pass you guys, and you guys are trading off now as they're getting the ship ready to set sail. You guys are preparing for the Kraken to reach the ship. With that, we will go over to the Kraken's turn. The Kraken is moving closer, but we don't need to have his turn. We're gonna actually go below deck. Rask, you've reached down below, and as well as Bashir, you're over here.
If Bashir knew that the Count was in that room last he saw, so as he's passing it, he would knock on the door and call for him to help out Rask.
Okay. Rask, you are now joined by the Count. Immediately, as you see that he's helping you set up some siege pins. He is a little too weak to do it himself, so he's assisting you doing it as you're pulling back the lever and he's locking the pin in.
Okay.
And you guys are all setting up these.
1, 2.
1 pin, 2 pin. No. So you guys all start setting up siege equipment. And you Rask and Bashir, you both hear footsteps running throughout the ship as they're starting to move up towards the top deck. It sounds like the rest of your crew is getting ready for fighting. Bashir, you're even passed in the hallway by the Highlander as he notices you and Coraline setting up a siege equipment. He says, Master Bashir, what's going on? I was sleeping.
It's something called a shelled kraken is about to attack us on... I can't remember. I don't know nautical... Harbor? What?
Starboard.
Starboard. Okay, yeah. Harbord. There's a shelled kraken attacking us on the starboard side. We have inserted the pins. Would you mind demanding one of these while we finish getting the rest of the equipment ready?
The Highlander is going to nod at you, and he's going to kind of... His sleepy eyes now become very serious. All right, I'll go up top of deck. I'll fight whatever creature comes our way. And the kind of terrified look now becomes more serious as he's ready to kick whatever's coming this way ass in the sense of everything.
Bashir's gonna shake it.
Is going to grab his axe and pull it off his back and start walking up the stairs.
Bashir's gonna shake his head. No, we have plenty of men above ship. We need more manning the siege equipment on this deck.
I don't know how to man siege equipment. I'm not whatever that is. I don't know how to do that. What do I do? The Highlander's he does not like technology.
Yeah.
Is Rubik hear this?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure you would teach him everything after or during this, but
I was gonna be like, turn the fucking lever. It's not that complicated.
Coraline says, Master Bashir, if you wish to arm this one, I will go with the Highlander. We will take the middle ones, and I'll teach him.
It is best that I go with him. If you are able to work this machine yourself, I am not strong enough to maneuver it on my own.
I know how. She smiles as she grabs the lever and then cranks the pin back. And the Highlander seems kind of impressed when that all happens as it makes a loud, locking noise. Oh, my. And she just smiles and winks at both of you, and the Highlander is just going to kind of keep staring at her as I picture you grabbing him by the arm and just dragging him towards the next room.
More like pushing on the back of his ankle.
Pushing? Okay, okay. So you guys get to the next room, and you're in the hallway now, and he says, so I just push the lever and then do a pin thing right here?
Pretty much what the girl just did, yes.
Alright, I think I got it. You can trust me with this one. You go take the next one. As he smiles, looks eager as he's kind of grabbing the handle and sticking his thumb out as he's aiming the ballista around.
If you have anything that comes up that you do not understand, or if there is issues with the mechanism, call for Caroline. I will go help the others in the front of the ship, and he'll head up here.
All right, so you head up that way.
Bashir's going to assume...
You see that Rask and the Count seem to have it all set up in this room as well. Ballista's loaded, locked and loaded, pins ready, and the levers, their hands on the handle and the lever itself, ready to go. The Count sees you and actually steps aside. Lord Bashir, please, take my post. I would be honored, as he's going to bow and step back.
Yeah, I will be taking no one's post. You will be doing the heavy lifting while I help with the aiming.
Of course, I will load ballistas for you and Lord Rask as he bows over to the ammunition box and gets ready very eagerly.
And Bashir will...
Are there any more below deck?
Perhaps, but we do not have enough time to search for everyone. We have the weapons on above deck and below manned. There is not any below us that we need working.
Yeah. I just realized, are the windows and stuff open for us to shoot now?
Well, that
Yes,
would be
while,
part of
while
like
preparing
opening
the
up.
ballistas, you were opening up the battlement slides.
Okay.
We got everything ready, but the windows. We're just like aiming.
The windows, you can't
You're just
see.
gonna shoot through the windows. Skritch is just rolling over as his ship's getting destroyed from the inside out.
We can't see. Yeah.
I
okay.
can't see it.
Rask, you eventually see Anastasia, the halfling, steps out of the kitchen area, and she looks at you very scared. What's going on? Is everything okay?
Nope.
The Count looks over at her. There's a shelled kraken coming! Get to your stations! As he's freaking out, and he's holding an armful of ballista bolts.
Raska's gonna kind of like pat her on the head and just say, "Help him with the ballista bolts."
Here! And he's going to just shove a bunch into her arms. Take more! And he's going to run over and grab as many as he can to get ready to load up the ballista as fast as he possibly can.
Bashir is actually going to look at her. Help the other two at the rear of the ship. If you can load for them as the count is for us, it will go quicker.
All right. She immediately starts rushing away from the Count as he's going crazy and just kind of heads towards the bottom. And before she leaves, he actually takes back the ballista bolts and just says, "Gimme my ballista bolts. Don't worry, Lord Rask. I will load for you. You take it. You take your time."
Count.
Yes. And he rushes back over.
Breathe.
Thank you. 1 breath. 2 breaths. He steps back and gets back to his post as he's ready to man the station. You see that there are still some footsteps going on, all below the deck and above the deck. We're actually going to go back up top now, where you guys are. Some of you are arming the ballistas as well, and the mangonels. The deckhands are still at work. You eventually see that the ship is moving pretty quickly now, but with that, you are heading towards the storm again. Nervously, Dev says, "Oh, really? This is the better option. I rather would be with the Kraken than all of you crazies."
We made our choices. It's happening.
Marco says, "If you've ever fought a Kraken before, then let me know. Otherwise, then we keep moving forward. Jack, don't listen to Dev. We have to get out of the storm. We have to go into the storm. It's the best chance we have. We can survive that if we have Skritch, who's sleeping. And I cannot bother him again. Oh my god, we're screwed. Can anyone else dispel magic?" And you see now Marco is struggling now to realize what he just did. Anybody have dispel magic of any sort, please?
Do I have that? I think I
No,
do.
As he's
I
now
don't.
shouting, he runs over to his own deckhand, who he knows who doesn't have it, and is just shaking him.
Did you learn magic?
Where are the other
no,
drugs
sorry.
going?
Do not fear, I can quell any spell that comes our way, or curse. As he smiles with a kind of daggerish look in his eyes. I also welcome any Kraken to take board of the ship. I will slay it in the name of the Bone Collectors. And he's going to grit his staff very hard in both of his hands. And you see, he's just standing on the deck near you guys, is almost his own artillery piece. Marco just kind of seems happy, but also concerned still. After a moment of time, you guys also see the drunk comes up to the deck, as well as Tink and the orc. So those are your reinforcements.
Nice. Kraken fodder. Just kidding.
Kraken fodder.
Tink looks around for Rubik
Bashir or Rask, but doesn't see anybody in that fashion until she actually looks up on top and sees Rubik. Master Rubik! And she's going to run past the orc and run up the stairs. Can I help you?
No. No, you can't. You're too little. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean to you, little bloodthirsty killing machine.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
So mean. That's exactly what she's trying to get past.
Oh my god.
It all depends on Rubik's roll.
Does he have an inspiration point?
Wow. Even with her score, you still beat her in the sense with a natural 20.
God.
You see her get very angry for a moment, and then she bites her lip, but then stops. And you see that she's just going to start crying, and then run down the stairs, and then run below deck.
No, you get back here. I yell at her as she runs away.
Okay, you see
Get back here.
the drunk kind of turns around and says, "You are really little. I didn't notice that." And she just gets mad and just stares at him, and she just runs past him. The orc just laughs out loud and just kind of like pats the drunk on the shoulder. "You're hilarious. I love that you're almost drunk all the time." And the orc walks past him.
Wow.
And the drunk says, "Shh, don't let people know that."
Wow, it's all the cool kids making fun of the short kid.
Wow.
And
Even the short kid is making fun of the short kid.
the drunk is going to look around and says, "I'll take my post," and he's just going to sit right in the chair that's right here.
It's fine. He's dead. He's dead to me.
Throw him overboard now.
The orc is actually going to walk towards Balthazar and stand near him as he's going to draw his large great axe and just kind of wield it, gripping it tight as if he's getting ready to wind up for a baseball pitch.
What the fuck are you gonna do with that? You just get over here. Just
the orc looks at you. Me?
Get more bolts.
I don't do that work. I do killing. You let me man the machine as he's going to walk up the stairs.
You swim good then, yeah? Go after it. Hold it off while we get away.
He kind of growls at you. Fine then. How about we take turns?
We share.
Get some
Roll another persuasion check, Rubik, really quick for me. Skritch, sharing is caring. Skritch is going to have all these signs all over his ship for motivational usage when he's sleeping.
Live, laugh, love.
Oh my god.
I have force of personality on my side.
The orc instantly stares at you as he sees the leadership and almost the aura emanating from you, and he's going to step down and just grab some ballista bolts out of the nearest chest. As you wish, Lord Rubik.
Stack them up high, we got killing to do. It's gonna
Yes,
take
Lord
a
Rubik.
team.
And he shouts as he's going to grab an armful of ballistas and get ready to reload as soon as you fire. So all of you are now pretty much ready for combat. It looks like everybody's in their battle stations. It doesn't seem that the Kraken has hit yet. Jack is still steering the ship into the storm.
Can I do one thing? How close is this thing, like, time-wise from getting to us? Would you estimate?
You from last time you saw it was about a half mile away.
Right, but, like, based off of how fast it was approaching, how long would Bashir think he's got?
How good is your math?
With how fast you were approaching, when it was approaching, would be a whole different thing, but you are now moving towards the storm, so you can't really equate that, so you're guessing that it could be right behind you.
Let me double check something. Yeah, let me double check something real quick just to see how long this lasts.
How well does Bashir know math?
Just before Bashir estimates that it shows up, he will actually does. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, just before he shows up, Bashir will cast Speak with Animals before it shows up, and he'll basically be looking through the firing port for this thing, and he'll cast it once it's in sight, and then start screaming at it to basically ask what it wants with us.
I'm gonna rule lawyer.
Okay.
Real quick.
Hmm.
Pretty sure Kraken is considered a monstrosity.
Bashir wouldn't know that.
I know. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, I get
Yes.
you. I'm playing the character. He thinks it's a.
I know.
No, yeah, that's very true. Well done for both parts. Thank you, Rubik and Carnes, for that.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Good call. Thank you for that.
I welcome the rule lawyering back if I make mistakes. So just.
No,
Oh, we're looking for it.
it was a good call. I was also going to have to wait for Carnes to see what was going to happen, but you definitely got that on the nose there. But yeah, Carnes, you do shout that out towards the out the battlement window, and you're just kind of shouting towards it as you can hear shouting up on top of the deck as well.
But essentially, I want to have that active as soon as combat starts.
Where is Bashir on the deck? Just highlight him real quick because I don't see him.
He is below deck.
Yeah.
Oh, he's below. Oh, he's shouting out of like a porthole.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Does Rubik hear?
You do hear some words, but you're not really too sure. And you're not
Oh,
even
okay.
sure what he's saying because it sounds weird. It just sounds like Bashir's making animal noises.
I mean, it basically, the way the spell works, Bashir can speak it in common. It's just that the animals understand what he's saying.
They understand it.
Ah, there we go. So yeah, you can hear him. You hear some words of him saying, "What is it? What do you want?"
He's just yelling at it. Just
Yeah.
such a brave little guy.
So with
That's
that, all right. So Rubik just wanted to make sure where he was hearing that from. With that, you are all waiting in anticipation for the Shelled Kraken to hit you. As you can see, Jack is now steering into the storm. All of you roll me a perception check.
Perfect.
Not bad.
Go
Is
team
that
scale
natural
skin.
for Raph?
That is a natural 20.
Wow. Okay. With the perception checks, everybody's on their toes, looking out. Rask, you don't see the Kraken on the starboard side any longer, but you can tell with the screeching that it is definitely behind the ship. And at times, with your perception check, you can see that there are waves crashing over, like past the back end of the ship, where it seems like it is very close to you guys.
Bashir,
Yes.
I don't think it's on this side anymore. Did we arm the other side?
All of the machines are armed. They're just not all manned. Bashir will just sort of look towards Rask and the Count, who are the people in here. Rask, if you were able to take care of this on your own, Count, with me. And he'll head to the other side towards this one.
Shout above, also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take the Count over here since Bashir's too weak to properly load it himself.
All right, so you and the Count team up on this side to move the ballistas and load them.
Rask is also gonna pop his head up above deck and shout, I don't see it on the starboard! It might be on the other side. I don't know why I'm giving him an accent now, but...
No, I like it. It was great.
You're learning English from Bashir, who was raised in a dwarven community, so, yeah.
It's fine.
Ivan, or I'll yell up to Beekman, can you get any eyes on it?
Beekman terrifyingly screams, "It is behind us! It's only a couple 100 feet away!" He's screaming as you can see he's shouting and jumping at the same time. Keep moving! Keep moving!
Can I run towards the ballista in the back then?
Yeah.
Is it armed?
It is armed.
All right. I will. I'll man it, and I'll just try to I'll see if I can get a good shot.
Okay.
Not yet. Not necessarily fire yet, but at least line up a shot.
All right. So you're as the waves are crashing into the ship and moving you guys up and down, you're moving the ballista up and down as well with it, keeping any type of vision directly behind you, knowing that the Kraken is not very far off from what Beekman said the last time. As you guys are approaching the edge of the storm now, you can see that the waves are getting harder and harder. Rain is now starting to pelt the deck, almost like little pieces of hail and sleet. As it's hitting the deck very hard, anybody below it now hears thunderous, almost like machine gun pitter-patters above the wood. This storm is much more serious than the last storm you were just in. It seems this is the worst part of it. Off in the distance, you actually hear Dev shout, "You're going to see land! We have to steer away!" as he's shouting at Jack, and Jack and him are now arguing as Dev is trying to give orders in the chaos of everything. And Ivan, off in the distance, you see the cracks of lightning before you enter the storm, and you actually see the Shelled Kraken has stopped its persistence.
He's not following us anymore! As I'll turn around and yell to whoever can hear me.
Elwin's going to shout in Elvish down to the deck of what you're saying, and he's going to grab Dev by the back of the neck and kind of yell at him as you can see Dev is poking Jack in the chest and screaming at him now. As you can see, Dev is very serious at this point too. He seems kind of worried for his own safety.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to continue to look out though.
Okay. As all of you enter the storm, all of you.
So scared.
Oh no.
Roll me Constitution saving throw.
God damn it.
Bashir would have repeated what Elwin said in common for those who don't speak Elvish below deck.
Okay.
It's the same storm, right?
It is a part of the same storm, but it seems to be a different magical effect as it is way more intensive a storm.
Okay.
It feels different as well.
Roll for seasickness.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
Rest
Yeah.
and I got nat 20s.
Holy
nice.
cow.
Sweet.
Rubik
Even before Nat 1.
Rubik half-heartedly kicks the Magano. It's like, fucking thing, pussy, you run away.
Wow, you guys all got really good rolls.
Oh god.
Skritch, you as well, even though you're asleep. Oh, you got a 19. Oh,
I'm
never mind, I'm sorry. Just saw you roll. No, good job. Wow, you guys all got really good rolls.
Oh no. What about the rest of the crew?
Wait, I don't see Rubik's.
What are we rolling? I thought it was just those two.
No, everybody,
everyone.
because we're entering the storm.
Oh,
again.
okay, Constitution.
Yep.
That is... Sorry. Nice.
Okay. There's always
Somebody,
one.
yeah.
So you guys begin to enter the storm. Balthazar, you can see he's looking around as everybody. He's waiting to see the effects of the storm take effect, and he's just looking around for any signs. After a moment, Rubik, roll me a d20 and let me know what you get.
Oh god, no, the worst person to lose their mind.
5.
Oh no.
5. Rubik, you think you are a mighty lion in the Serengeti. You are looking for prey and hungry for it. You will not stop till you gain a thirst of blood. You will hunt anything you see down. You are a lion. Roar.
I get down on all fours.
The orc sees you do this.
and I see the orc.
You see the orc is now acting strange as well. He is sticking his neck up straight as well as his posture, and he's almost kind of bucking his leg back and forth as if he's some sort of long-necked creature, almost like a giraffe. His eyes grow wide as he sees Rubik eyeing him up and going on all fours, and you see that the orc begins to start trotting like a giraffe away from Rubik.
Oh no.
I go straight for him.
He goes all right, Rubik begins to chase the orc around. The orc screaming as he's trying to make draft noises in orcish.
Rubik's just roaring, just not unfamiliar as a battle cry, except it's more like I don't know. No, it sounds about the same. It's pretty animalistic.
All right.
Just, but yeah.
So you're just screaming and chasing after him on all fours as you're just all your gear is hulking and bulking as it's making noises, and you're just chasing after this orc
and I'm way faster
who
than
thinks
he
he's a
is.
giraffe. Oh yeah, you're still way faster even on all fours. So you're starting to catch up to him, but with that, it's actually 9:00 p.m. here where I am. So we're actually going to take a 10-minute break for everybody. So we'll take a little small break so everybody can use the bathroom, grab some more snacks, some more drinks, and we will catch back up at 9:10 p.m. But yes, thank you everybody for listening so far. Stick in, stay tuned. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes. We're just taking a quick break.
Oh no.
And yeah, we will see what happens next.
Yeah.
The Lion Rampage.
Everybody should go check out the Nameless's art in the Discord. If they haven't.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty poggers.
All right. For those in the archive, have some smooth jazz.
Damn, that's nice.
Hey, Archive is live again.
All right,
So-
welcome back, everybody. Thank you for letting us take a short break. We will now get back into the storm and the effects that are taking place. Rubik is now chasing the orc. Anybody else on top deck? Let's see here. We got Ivan's the only other one, the only PC player besides Skritch who's sleeping. But you guys also passed your saves. But Ivan, you eventually hear weird animal noises start to, or attempting animal noises in the sense of both, start to be much more louder and more effective throughout the ship as time goes on. It seems like more of these noises are starting to appear, and it's getting very strange.
Kind of an interesting question. Did I know that the storm procced me to make a save?
No.
Okay, so okay. All right. I am going to kind of be confused, and I continue. I look out again behind us, and I don't see the Kraken anymore because he just like completely stopped. Right.
Roll another perception check for me.
15.
You look back. You don't notice the Kraken. You see that the storm makes it very difficult to see anything. It's very dark now. It's raining much more heavily than it was before, where it was just sprinkling in the eye. You don't see it visibly anymore. You don't even see any signs of it. You don't even hear the noises of the Kraken. You just hear noises of strange things coming from the deck of the ship.
With it raining extra hard, I'll put my Cloak of the Manta Ray hood up.
Okay.
But I will also turn back and yell, I don't see him up behind us anymore!
When you do that, you eventually turn, and when you're looking, you actually see Elwyn is standing there, and he is clucking and moving like a chicken.
Elwyn, Elwyn!
And he sees you.
Elwyn, what the hell
He'll
are you
start coming
doing?
towards you.
Yeah,
He's just start pecking at your feet.
What the fuck? Elwyn! Elwyn, what are you doing? And I'll kind of just like, I don't let him get near me. I'll kind of like push him back a little bit.
Okay.
Elwyn, come to your senses.
And he's just going to start walking in the other direction now. As eventually a wave kind of hits the ship, and he just falls over and starts moving like a chicken frantically and gets back up.
The hell? I'll leave the ballista and I'll turn around and I'll walk this way down here.
Okay. As you start walking, you eventually see that Jack is still steering the ship, but on the side of him is Deb, who's clinging to him and is just sitting there slowly, almost slowly biting his shirt over and over again. He just looks like he's just doing some sort of weird antic, but it's very strange. It doesn't seem like Dev would do that, or in the sense of anything that Jack would hurt him or stop him. But Jack looks to you and says, "What's going on? Something's wrong with everyone."
I was gonna ask you the same thing. Elwyn thinks he's a chicken.
Dev is climbing on me like some sort of creature, and he's now chewing on my tunic. It's brand new.
Don't worry about that. Keep steering us. I'll try to figure out what's going on.
As you're coming down the stairs, you eventually see Marco is now standing. Is basically standing on his hind legs, and you can see that he's looking at you very strangely. And he eventually takes his hands and he starts going like this, as if he's a crab. And he's pinching you with his hands.
He has
Marco,
other
stop.
ways.
Get away from me.
And he starts climbing up the stairs, pinching you even harder.
And we're gonna try to like push him to the side and try to get past him.
All right, and you see he's just chasing after you, and he's now crab walking after you.
Is there anybody else who's normal here?
You see Balthazar walks over. He says, I'm here. I'm fine. I don't know. For some reason, it's not working. I'm trying to get rid of the magical effect, but it's not taking place. It's just continuing on. No one seems to be affected by it. The deckhand is slithering past you both.
Does anyone seem dangerous? Do we need to? I don't even know. Well, at least the Kraken doesn't seem to be following us anymore. I'm gonna look around to see if I see anybody causing harm?
The only person that seems to be very odd or very interesting is the drunk who is now standing on the side of the railing, flapping his arms as if he's a bird.
Ooh, I'm gonna run over there and try to just pull him off the
All
railing.
right, you
there.
run over to him and you kind of pull him off, and you just hear ah, ah, and he's just squawking like a very loud bird, and he starts to peck you and fly like he's walking but pretending to fly away and just falls down the stairs down the deck.
Son of a god damn it! Just stop! God, it's pissing me off.
Above you now look here and you see Rubik is now pouncing on the orc. Rubik, roll me a grapple check.
Fucking goddamn shepherd over here.
In all of this, should I be raging?
Do you want to be a raging lion? Because it's up to you. You are a lion.
I'm animalistic. It's kind of like a personality thing. So I don't know how you want to play that. Should I?
I would allow you to rage if you wanted to.
I mean, you said I'm going all out and attacking things, so I.
You are, yeah.
The
description of your lion, the lion category says that you are going all out lion.
Yep. So I'm a very, very pissed off lion, who's apparently very on the hunt. And yeah, so I'll bonus action rage and then grapple.
All right. Oh my god.
27.
That was a. Okay. You grapple him down to the ground, no problem. You kind of pounce on his back, and then you start biting on his armor. When you do, though, he trips and falls and hits the ground, and now you just start going for his neck for the kill, as if a lion normally would.
Yep.
And you begin to wrestle him down, so, yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I want to bite him.
All right, you climb up his body, gnawing and clawing at him, and you go for the neck. Roll for attack.
Do you want how do you want me to roll this?
Just roll for like unarmed.
I'm proficient with unarmed attacks. Is that what you still want me to do?
Yeah.
Okay. It's +9. It's more than my weapon.
Yeah, you are pissed off.
Yep.
And you're gonna. Yep.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, it might as well be reckless. So whatever's higher. 17.
Okay. 17. Yep. That's a hit.
What would you like me to roll for a dwarven bite attack?
Give me a 1d4 plus whatever you have to add normally to your one unarmed damage.
Okay, so it'd be strength +1. Yep. D4. Seven damage.
All right. You start biting the orc, and you actually take a small chunk out of his neck as you just start growling again, as you're now blood dripping down your mouth. Ivan, you see him biting the orc up on the upper deck there.
Ah, Rubik! I'll begin to run over to them.
All right, so you start running up the stairs. Down below deck. We have Rask, who's still standing near the ballista, Bashir, and the Count. You guys are hearing all this commotion. Bashir, you eventually see the Count, though, is now staring at you, and you can see that his tongue is slowly coming out of his mouth, and he's trying to reach you with it.
Bashir is going to basically get ready to knock him the fuck out if he gets within range. He is not having a repeat of Marco.
Alright, roll for an unarmed attack.
I don't do those that often, especially with other stuff. What would that be? I'm not proficient, so straight D20.
For unarmed attack?
Yep.
Alright.
I think.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I never do them really.
Okay.
Bashir's an archer. He doesn't fight in melee that often.
Yeah, just roll. You basically roll a d20 plus your strength if you are proficient in unarmed attack.
No, I'm not. So
Or
just be a
proficiency.
D20.
Bashir just gets the creepy people. Okay.
Bashir's he's trying to he's trying to push back
If it's with
count.
strength, then that would be a 19.
Yes, with strength. Yep. So you punch the count, and he hits the ground, and eventually you see he rolls over and is now kind of sitting like a frog, and he just ribbits Rabbit.
I'm sorry. Everybody's technically proficient with unarmed strikes, but you do
that's
one.
right.
You do
That's
one
right.
plus your strength modifier for damage,
Okay.
unless you
So
have other things.
you punch the count, and he falls to the ground and is now acting like a frog.
Bashir's just going to roll his eyes and yell to Resk. It appears that we are having the mental effects yet again. Perhaps it is best that we try and maintain the crew so that they do not harm the ship or themselves. And he's going to look at the count, just be like, he'll be fine. And then he's going to run. He's going to run specifically over here to the one, I can't remember her name, but the one girl who was already afraid. He doesn't want anything bad happening to her.
Okay.
And he's just going to walk up to them. Are you two okay, or are you... Or are your minds not their own?
Bashir, as you're running down there, Rask, what would you like to do? Was Rask still
That's a good
AFK?
question. No, I'm back.
Okay.
Rask is gonna... He is gonna poke his head up above and shout,
Okay.
Is the Kraken still following us?
And let's see if anybody can hear you that is not an animal right now, or thinks he's an animal.
I don't think I am. I am the lion.
The only one that can hear you is Balthazar and Jack, and Jack says, as far as I know, no! Get Dev off of me! And that's
Okay,
all you
then
hear.
Rask will head up, actually.
Okay. So you head up above deck, and when you do, you see that's raining very hard now. You're getting pelted with rain. And it's very wavy. It's a little unstable. You're kind of got your arms out as you're slowly going back and forth with the waves. As you look up at Jack, who's steering the ship through the whole storm, you see Dev is clinging to him like some sort of creature, and he's just chewing on his tunic. He's not aggressively on him, but it looks like he's just hanging on to him like some sort of animal.
Okay. Rask is gonna try and extricate Dev from Jack.
Good word, by the way.
Yes. Thank you. SAT words. And he's gonna tell Jack to let go with one hand when he pulls, so that he doesn't jerk the ship.
You see that Dev just kind of starts slowly moving his upper arm, or his two arms back and forth, kind of very frantically, and then eventually just stops and just lets go of all of his weight. Now you're just carrying him, and he is just like dead weight at this point, and he's just still chewing on nothing.
Okay. Rask is just gonna carry him and put him stuff him under the bench.
You shove him under the bench, and you see that as Dev goes under, he just is now just chewing on his own sleeve, and you see that he doesn't even care to move. He seems very sloth-ish, if you know what I mean.
Yes, and he's content not to move. Okay, good.
You eventually see even Elwyn his chicken is coming over and pecking him in the head.
What is going on?
Jack looks over. Both of you, get a grip. Rask, what is going on? Don't you know of any? Is everyone all right below deck? Perhaps maybe if we get them down there, they'll be safe.
Count is doing something strange. Bashir said something about another magical effect. It must be what happened to the other storm.
As you say that, Bashir, you get down to the other room and you see that the Highlander and Anastasia are both under the effects as well. It seems that Anastasia has the Highlander's 3 fingers in her mouth, and the Highlander is flopping around like a fish, and it looks like she looks like some sort of a doggish creature who's growling at you now as she's.
Bashir is going to get on all fours and growl back at her as loud as he can. Try
You
and
see that
basically show dominance.
You see now that you guys are in a growling contest over the Highlander as you both are growling over him, and he's just flopping around like a fish.
If it doesn't stop, he's going to be like, well, what a try, and then he's going to go up and basically, if he can, he's going to try and grapple her.
All right, so you're gonna try to tackle her to the ground. Roll me a grapple check.
Athletics, right?
Yes.
Nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, you grapple her no problem because she is so small and very fragile in the sense of it all. As being a
Right, but she is
spellcaster.
specifically trying to make sure that he doesn't hurt her. He's just trying to get her away from him because he's not sure if she can actually somehow bite through his gloves and through his finger.
Yeah, you actually see some skin was broken. He was bleeding a little bit, and you pull her off, and you now restrain her as she's still growling and as she's trying to bite you and go back to eating the Highlander, who's still flopping around like a fish.
But he just looks at the Highlander. Yeah, that one will be okay for a bit. And he's going to grab some spare rope. I'm guessing there's a little bit lying around, and basically just hog tie her so that she doesn't hurt him or herself.
Okay. As you're doing that, you eventually see the door open behind you, slowly.
Caroline, do you have your mind?
Coraline slowly walks in and eventually, in a crab-like walking motion, starts running up to you and starts pinching you with her hands, as if she's a crab.
Is she only pinching, or is she actually causing damage?
She's pinching. She's not really causing damage. She's just pinching you. She's just pinching your skin, leaving like little indentations, and they go away because you have scales.
I was about to say, are you pinching my skin under my scales? But as she's doing this and it's completely fruitless, he's just going to think, well, this one is alright as well. And he's just going to go along with, he's basically just going to weather it as he finishes hog tying, I keep forgetting her name, the girl.
Alright, eventually, as you look towards the open door as well, you see the Count is now staring at the Highlander, who's a fish, and the Count is now going to try to eat the Highlander as well.
Am I done hog tying her at this point?
Yes, you are.
Bashir will just, at this point, begrudgingly, like teenager just being told to take out the trash, just like walk towards and clock the Count again.
Alright. Roll another unarmed strike.
11, technically.
Alright, you actually, you miss this time, and it barely hits him, and he steps back and starts ribbit, and just bounces away.
Did you add your proficiency?
Do I add my proficiency to that?
For
It
unarmed?
says that everyone is technically.
Yes,
Yeah,
everyone is
everyone's
technically proficient at unarmed strikes, so yeah, add your proficiency as well. So +1 and...
So, I think that's... Where is that on here? One sec.
Should be towards the top.
Right.
Top left, under inspiration, right underneath inspiration.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought it was 4. Yeah, so that would be a 15 total then.
15? Okay, you actually hit him.
Right. Bashir's trying to, at this point, knock him out if he can.
Alright, roll for damage.
D4?
Yep.
Or is it 1 plus? Ruben?
1.
1 plus strength. Normally, but if it's something else, then
Yeah, unless
We
it
just do 1
otherwise
plus
specifies.
strength. Yeah, it
it's
is.
1 plus strength.
So it would be
So
2.
yeah, so it'd be 2, yeah. So you punch him, and you don't knock him out, but when you do, he just kind of looks at you and rivets again, and then just backs up.
Bashir's going to approach, and realizing that he's not a brawler, he's going to again try and grapple the Count this time.
Alright, you jump over the Highlander who's still flopping around like a fish, and you now wrestle down the Count who's pretending to be a frog.
Essentially,
I
just want to get him into
what was that?
I just want to get him into like a chokehold and make him go to sleep. Really.
Oh, okay. I mean, you seem to. It seems a little bit more difficult. You bound Anastasia, but you want to. All right. That's no problem. You could just roll for another grapple check and try to knock him out. Yeah, you knock him out.
Okay. Yeah, he's not gonna like try and like kill him. He's just give him to fall asleep, and then
You're not proficient in knocking people out, so no, I'm just kidding. You don't know what you could have done. You could have caused really bad brain damage from lack of oxygen. No, who knows? I'm just kidding. You knock him out just fine. He's safe. He just ribbits one more time and very quietly and goes to sleep. Coraline, walking over the Highlander as well, begins to start pinching you again.
he's basically ignoring her, and he's just essentially going to be going around and tying down the crew one by one.
All right. So you are trying to handle everything down there below the deck. Up top, Rask, you're back up top. Rubik, you're fighting the orc who's a draft, and you are a lion. Jack's still steering the ship. Ivan, you are going to try to stop Rubik.
That's the idea.
All right. You can see Rubik is annihilating the orc. He is not letting this orc up. The orc is thrashing like some sort of, almost some sort of innocent creature.
A dying animal.
Yeah, a dying animal that has no. Like, you can tell that the orc could fight back, but because he thinks this is a draft, can't do anything. It's just squirming around. You get close enough, but you don't know how to grab Rubik. As you get enough close, you can see he's just going nuts.
All right. Let's try this. Okay, let me cast Enlarge on myself.
All right.
And then I will try to take Rubik off of the orc.
Okay.
So now at least I have advantage.
All right.
Although a +1 isn't really going to get me too far.
I bite.
Oh no.
I got a 9.
Rubik, roll a athletics or acrobatics check against Ivan's grapple. You try to grab Rubik off, but with his mighty one hand shoves you back, and you fly back 10 feet.
Wait, are you raging?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is raging while he is trying to eat this orc giraffe. And just continuously goes back to clawing and biting the orc.
Is he paying attention to me anymore?
No, he's no longer paying attention to you, it seems. Or, Rubik, you want to keep going after the orc, or do you want to pay attention
I
to
don't know.
Roll for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess roll for it randomly.
Evens are Ivan, odds are orc.
There you go.
I kill the orc.
Alright, you keep going after the orc. You don't stop.
Okay, I'm gonna go through my bag and I'm gonna pull out an item. Hold on, let me put it in the box.
Alright, Ivan starts to rummage through his bag as he's looking for something to use.
It's called a Tanglefoot bag. This fragile canvas sack contains coiled strands with fibrous goo that expands and becomes sticky when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw the bag up to... I have an extended range. That causes an effect identical to the web spell, except only filling a 5-foot cube and with a duration of a minute. So basically, he has to roll and... I'm going to throw it on him, and he has to roll a dexterity saving throw versus 17. Which
Okay.
you don't see it coming, so you wouldn't get advantage. Motherfucker.
The orc, no, that's the orc.
Oh, that's
rolling.
okay.
The orc got a dirty 20.
Hold on a second. This doesn't come into play too often. I have to look
Bashir, defend your kill. Right, I just picture like Ivan's like a hyena at this point. That's all that Rubik can picture him as.
And I don't know if this comes into play at all, but I am enlarged, so like my gear would be enlarged. I don't know how that would affect anything. Just throwing that out there.
So
doesn't have to at all.
Yeah, I think it just still stays the same effects.
That's fine.
Is Ivan hidden?
Ivan is not hidden. He is directly behind you.
I gain advantage for dexterity saving throw from danger sense. If it's something
Do
I
you-
can see.
So if it's something that so if it's something that you know is there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not hidden. If I could,
If
if
you're
I can
aware.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's aware of your presence in the sense of it
Yep.
is in
You gain uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger.
because you grabbed him already. I would say that yes, he is aware of you.
I was really hoping it was just things that aren't in your vision. But okay, go ahead.
So you kind of put you see that you kind of think about it. And you think that it won't work.
Dexterity.
Mid-flight, I think that.
I only have +2, so we'll see how this goes.
You'll see how it goes.
Okay. 14 or
Well,
16 or no
13?
13. There we go.
So you actually get
Numbers.
Rubik right off of the orc, and it splatters him to the deck.
There you go.
Yeah, so you are restrained for a minute.
The orc frantically gets up like a draft would and just starts galloping in your direction and just making draft noise. I think that's a draft noise.
On subsequent turns, you can make a strength check, I think, to break out.
So every 6 seconds, I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I'll let the DM tell me when the round's over.
Yeah, I did quite a bit, so I don't know if you want to go on to somebody else or.
Yep. No, it's actually going to be Rask's turn. Rask, you see that the rest of the crew is acting crazy. Obviously, you've already dealt with Dev and Elwyn. You even see Mark now walking towards you like a crab and starting to walk up the stairs in a crab walk style.
It's another
And
day
he's
in the
pinching your
life.
feet.
Well, I mean, I have hard lizard skin, natural armor, so I don't think it'll matter too much.
No, it doesn't hurt at all, but he's
Okay.
you could just feel him and you just look down and he's just pinching you.
Okay. Rask is just gonna ignore him.
Alright.
Jack, what do you need? How do we get out of this storm faster?
Jack looks around. As long as the sails stay up, they're fine. But if we have problems with anything like that, then we could go down. The other thing we need to do is we need to keep steering the sails in the direction of the wind since it's changing. Right now, I actually need to go more port side. If you could steer the main sail, the center sail, port, we could have a better chance of getting out of the storm. Right now, I don't know. It's moving with us. We need to move out of it. And you see that he looks down at Marco. If only he was helping. He looks over at the deckhands. You see this one is now walking around like a kitty cat, meowing and purring up
God.
against the railing. And this one is a snake slithering around Balthazar, as Balthazar is still trying to figure out if there's some sort of magic he can use to stop it.
Okay, Rask is going to actually start kind of hop the railing and head towards the sail so that he can actually manage what Jack wanted.
Marco sees this and just goes right for Dev, who's hiding underneath the
Oh no!
the thing chewing on his sleeve, and just starts pinching Dev now, who's also being pecked by a chicken.
Uh,
Dev is just getting beat up by these other animals right now as well.
this is also conscious. They're all ganging up on Dev because normally they can't.
Yes. You see the cat sees you and is now rubbing up on your legs. The deckhand / who thinks he's a cat is now rubbing up on your legs, purring and meowing. Meow, meow.
Rask
And
is going.
you're trying to do work, but it's very difficult when a man-sized human is like a full-size human is like rubbing up against your legs, and you're trying to do work during a storm on a ship. It's not easy. You almost trip over him a couple times as you're moving in and out, and you see it's very difficult. You see this deckhand is now running towards you like a large ostrich in a sense, and is bobbing and weaving, and is now kind of like waving his arms up and down as if it's warning you to back off.
Okay.
And you see the cat deckhand gets scared and runs away.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Rask is going to cast Sanctuary on himself and just
Okay.
keep working.
All right.
I'm not dealing with this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No, whatever. But yeah, he's gonna cast that, and hopefully that'll keep the guy from attacking him.
So you cast Sanctuary, and you see that the ostrich eventually sees you doing casting a spell, and it kind of scares him, and he's going to turn around and run back towards the edge of the stairs over here and just kind of hide. Balthazar sees you cast a spell. He sees like a flash and says, "Rask, are you okay?"
I'm fine.
It seems that the storm is causing everyone to act like an animal of some sort.
Make sure no one goes overboard.
You see Vree is still steady, and she says, "What about the Kraken? Is it still near us? I don't think that's the least of I think that's the least of our worries now. From what I've heard, it's maybe left us alone because of the storm itself." Balthazar's going to walk over across the benches and jump over here. Rask, and he sees you working on the sails. What can I do to help?
Jack says that he needs the sails pointed more towards port? I think, is that what he said? He says he needs the sails adjusted. Help me pull.
And he's going to grab hold of the rope that you're hanging on to. Both of you make an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Balthazar's not very strong.
It's okay. Do we get advantage for working together, or no?
Yes. Yeah, you'll get advantage from working together.
Okay.
You're both pulling on opposite sides of the rope, so you're getting an advantage.
Cool. That's a 19.
All right, you when you yank the rope, you see that Balthazar almost falls backwards from the slack and kind of keeps up and kind of straightens himself out, and you straighten out the sail perfectly to where you feel like the ship picks up speed and actually cuts right through some of the waves now. And you hear Jack shout, "That's it! That's perfect! Keep it there, Rask. Tie her down for now. When I tell you to release it back to center, I'll let you know. Just keep your post." Eventually, the cat is now running up here towards Jack, the cat thinks he'll get some pets or some food, and is running up there now. You hear Jack is now struggling to get the giant man cat away from him. And
Balthazar.
Yes, Rask.
Go get the deckhand off of Jack. He needs to steer.
All right. As he says that, you eventually see Lady Julius come out of the stairs, and you see the boars run away from her, and she is now walking towards you guys, and she's walking on all fours, and she looks like she's some sort of larger cat of prey as well.
Oh.
And you hear her make like a noise like that, and she just kind of starts going backwards, and Balthazar says, "Lady Julia, what is wrong with you?"
Balthazar, go.
What do I do? She's in my way.
The other way.
Oh, and he's going to turn around and run past you. Thank you. And he's going to start booking it as fast as he can.
Work quickly to tie it down and then face Lady Julia.
All right, when you do that, you eventually see that Tink comes out, and she starts coming up, and she's making cow noises. And Julia turns around and just starts licking her lips. And you see that they start chasing each other down below deck now.
As long as they're below deck, he's okay with it.
As long as they're below deck killing each other, that's fine.
Not my problem.
We don't want them going overboard. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You see Vree is going to look over. Should I leave my post to go make sure they'll be okay?
Go for it. Is that what
And,
people said? Yes.
She's going to run this way past the boars, and eventually the drunk comes back out, and he's going to walk back over to his spot, and she's going to grab him as well before he jumps off again. Stupid drunk, you're not a bird! And Vree is going to drag him down below deck as well. I'll come back up for the deckhand next, as long as Julia's not eating Tink. And Vree's thinking about the words she's saying as she's like very weirded out by that sentence.
welcome to the zoo.
And Rask, off in the distance, way over here, as you're looking at Vree, you can see as it's above the deck, you see the orc just staring at you, just with wide eyes and just like a weird look, as if it's like a deer in headlights.
Rask is gonna ignore him.
And eventually, you see Rubik turn around, or you see Rubik is now. You see Rubik struggling as he's like basically. It almost looks like he's got a blanket over him, and he's strapped to the deck of the ship, like he's struggling and he's caught in a blanket of entanglement.
Rask is immediately confused. What's going on up there?
Ivan, you hear this as you're walking over to Rubik?
I'm cautious because I understand that my thing's probably not going to hold for very long. Rubik thinks I don't know what kind of animal he thinks he is, but he was attacking the orc.
As you hear Rubik roar again as he thinks he's a lion, and you hear all the animals on deck just start making noises. Bashir, you even hear the Highlander as a fish make a very odd noise that doesn't sound like a fish, but you're just weirded out down there. That's just a really quick flash over to you. Back up to Ivan and everybody else.
God.
This isn't going to hold for long. I'm going to need help.
And as you say that, Rask and Ivan, since you both rolled natural 20s on your last Constitution saving throws, everybody else re-roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, Rask, we're safe for this round.
Yeah, for now.
Rask, for now, I like that.
Oh, I just realized if I'm tied everybody up downstairs and I'm the only one left, but I turn into an animal, oh, that's not good.
I know, right?
Con save?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
And it happened.
I jinxed myself.
So, Skritch, Rubik, you wake up now and you are strapped to the deck. Skritch, you are sleeping like you've never slept before. It is such a beautiful sleep.
Just sleeping through the whole thing.
You are getting such a beautiful rest. Nothing is bothering you. It is as Marco said, no one is distracting you.
Perfect.
But unfortunately, Bashir, we're gonna go down below deck in the mid deck here. Little Bashir, roll me just a simple 20 for me if you could.
All right. 15.
15.
Oof. Let's see.
It did get a little.
15. Oh no.
Just looking something up. Hold on.
Eric is gone.
Yeah, we didn't want him here anyway.
Aw.
True story.
All right, Bashir, you believe that you are actually a squirrel.
Oh no.
Semi-fitting.
Hey, I've got the Akron helmet.
You're almost the appropriate size.
When you do this, you actually see that everybody else is still an animal besides Anastasia, who's bound up. But everybody else has changed animals. You eventually see the Highlander is now standing up, and you hear him look around, and you hear him go as he makes some sort of weird raptor noise.
Oh,
and
God.
he's now trying to eat Coraline, who's bowing like a sheep. And you see Coraline is just getting annihilated, like not getting eaten, but you see that it almost looks like the Highlander is tickling her stomach because she's wearing armor, and he can't technically bite through it or claw through it.
Well, Bashir thinks he's a squirrel, so the loud noise is going to scare him and make him skitter away.
All right, you climb right over the ballista, no problem, run past Anastasia, and Anastasia says, "Wait, no, what is going on?" And she freaks out, and she is tied up.
I'm just going to walk.
And you run through the open door, and you are now in squirrel mode, running through. What would you like to do as a squirrel? You are now on the bottom of. You're in the middle of a ship.
Basically, once he's out of danger, he's just going to sniff on the air to see if there's any food around.
All right.
God.
We're looking for a nut.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you roll a perception check for me, Mr. Bashir Squirrel.
You notice that there are no nuts on the ship.
Is that a 9?
Yeah, unless you want to manage.
No.
No, I don't get it.
Just straight perception. So you got a 9. So you sniff around. You don't smell any food. You do smell. You almost smell like a smell of like wet, like almost like dampness, as if it's been raining or there's water nearby. As you look
near the stairwells next to you, there is water dripping down and coming down from the tops of them. So it looks like there's water coming from up there. As a squirrel, you wouldn't really want to get wet. You want to stay dry right now. So you kind of
Right, I was about to say,
where you are, or go somewhere else.
I was about to say, his instincts are, this place is wet, rain is coming from above, I need to get up high under cover. So he's going to basically run in circles around the ship until he eventually sees the steps and then run up them.
Wait. Oh, sure.
You come up to the top deck, and at this point, you notice the storm is still bellowing. Everybody is now kind of waking up and realizing this, and you all are coming to your senses, or at least Rubik is, as everybody else still was at their senses. But while this is all going on, you all see Bashir run up as Ree's trying to pull down the drunk, and Bashir runs up and is acting like some sort of squirrel or rodent creature.
He's basically running on all fours, which is kind of normal for him, actually.
Right? Oh, that's just
Yeah.
Bashir.
So the only...
acting like a squirrel, though, so you're being really skittish and weird.
Yeah, the only difference between Bashir and normally is that he's randomly stopping and like looking around with his front paws raised weirdly. And he's gonna head straight for the mast.
Alright, so you head right up the mast as you, Rask, you notice Bashir just dart right up, almost a squirrel who does not want to get wet.
No, 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 no. I'm afraid
And,
he's gonna, like, run up and, like, knock off the ropes and stuff.
Okay, so you see him do this, and you see he's climbing up with no remorse. He's tangled. He was tangled up at first, but he gets loose and starts running up the mast.
And Bashir's basically heading to try and get himself under the crow's nest.
Okay. The rest of you are coming too. Rubik, you are stuck to the deck, covered in slime. Or in
I'm
the sticky.
super pissed, and I'm thrashing about like an animal.
And Rubik is still raging, but super pissed underneath this.
Rubik, calm down! Rubik, can you understand me now?
We're under attack!
Rubik, we're fine! The Kraken, I don't even see the Kraken anymore!
The Kraken! Where is it?
You're the one attacking people!
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it! Fire the ballista!
The orc hears you say that, and he runs over and fires this ballista. Where? It just goes off into the distance.
Just hits another shelled Kraken.
Yeah.
Just
God.
provokes another one. Stop! No! Don't listen to him right now!
You see that Bree is now an animal, as well as this deckhand and the drunk guy still, and they all scatter as the ballista fires.
I attempt to break out.
Alright.
So
What does Rubik have to roll?
Strength check versus 17. Yeah, he beats.
Alright, Rubik, you break out of the sticky
Like
ooze.
Wolverine coming out of the pool.
Yeah, you break out. And when you do, Ivan, you see this, and you see Rubik is still raging and still very angry.
Now, Rubik, you were attacking people. I had to do something.
You did this.
As Rubik turns around.
Yes, it was me. I'll own up to that. I'm not afraid. But I also don't want to get punched.
As Ivan kind of sticks his hand out.
As my face clenched.
You hear the orc eventually kind of under his mouth punch him in the face.
Now, I recall from stories that when I was transformed into something that was quite dangerous, you guys were free to attack me. That was fine. You guys restrained me. That was cool.
You said you're something dangerous.
And you, as were you.
I was a kitten.
You were attacking the orc.
We were playing.
As the orc laughs, the orc kind of agrees. Yeah, we were just playing, and he reaches for his neck. Oh, I'm bleeding.
We play rough.
Did you bite me? The orc is now like second guessing everything as he's now looking at his neck.
I wipe my mouth. Wipe my mouth a little bit.
They're acting like fools down there. What is going on? The orc says as he shouts.
It's just like the other part of the storm, but for some reason we're animals and not emotions.
That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean animals? There's no way we could be animals. I'm gonna I'm an orc.
You,
You're a human.
You think you're an animal.
That doesn't, Ivan. You're talking nonsense. They're just acting like fools.
What did you just fire that ballista at? And I'm talking nonsense.
He looks down, sad.
You missed.
I'll reload it. I'm sorry.
No, you go back and you get that bolt.
He jumps in the water.
Oh god.
I'll look over. Rask, I think Rubik is all right now.
What, Ivan? What are you standing around here for? Look at these other fools running around the deck.
I had to stop the biggest fool first, and I'll kind of run off.
I do the.
We're biting him.
I kick his ankles to try to like trip him, like so his right foot behind his left foot.
All right. With that, roll me.
Okay.
Rubik, you roll me an athletics, and Ivan, you roll me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
I'll do not raging because I'm not raging anymore.
Okay.
So it's not
19.
My athletics.
Damn it.
You trip Ivan very hard. He actually, when you trip him, it looks like he's about to start running off. So when you trip him, he's at full momentum and he just hits the ground hard.
I jog past him. Ivan, stop playing down on the job.
And you see
Wide.
Wide, Rubik.
no, Rubik.
What is your problem?
You see you trip Rubik and run past him, and Ivan shouts at you and says, "What the fuck is your problem?"
I'm trying to help everyone here.
Rask is ignoring this exchange and very worriedly looking towards Balthazar and Jack.
Rask, you see Matilda now runs up to you scared as she is terrified of everything that's going on.
Oh, are the boars safe from it?
It doesn't seem they're affected by it whatsoever. They seem to still be acting like boars.
They actually both rolled boar. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it walks up and starts speaking English. It's like, I am human now.
Hello there, chaps.
Wonderful weather we're having today.
So, Rubik, you want to run down there and help somebody?
Yeah, I just kind of jog past and yell at Ivan.
All right, so you trip Ivan and leave him in the dust.
Yeah, I stick out my tongue.
Hope you turn into a dolphin and jump overboard. No, I'll go the other way.
All right, so you go the other way.
Do I hear what he says?
Kind of mutter it.
He mutters it during the storm, so it's not loud enough to hear since it's very stormy and people are making animal noises. Bashir, you make it up to the crow's nest where eventually you see Beekman is up there, and when you get up there, you notice Beekman sees you, and he starts to kind of stand up on all fours. When he does, you see that he starts blinking very quickly, and he's going to run towards you, and he's going to try to start swinging at you.
And Bashir immediately starts running down the same way he ran up at full blast. Just, like, all fours, like, digging his claws into the wood to skitter down.
Alright, so you start running back down the mast. When you do, you start running through ropes and stuff like that. Rask, you see him booking again through the ropes, and you're nervous again so he doesn't screw anything up, and you're just kind of yelling to him and waving at him. When you do, you eventually see Beekman stick his head out, and you just hear him gonna go, and it starts hissing and then goes back inside the crow's nest as if it's his home now.
Bashir's just going to, when he gets to the main deck, he's just going to look around and basically try and run to the opposite direction of the most people.
Okay, so you kind of get down right near Rask, and Rask, you see Bashir, and he seems to be acting normal as if he climbs around. But then all of a sudden you see that he scampers away from you and he's not talking to you, so you think that something's wrong with him now.
Essentially, he's going. The best thing that I can think of is he's basically just going to run up here and like hide inside the workings of the mangonel.
Oh god.
Alright, you run past and you see that the snake notices you and tries to take a bite at you, but then just slithers on past you as you run over him.
Yeah, he's definitely hiding inside the place of the mangonel where he should not.
So you're just scurrying around the levers and the pulleys of the Magano.
He's basically like hiding in all the places where if it were to fire, it would crush him.
Jack sees you and he kind of yells at you and he says, "Bashir, get out of there! Oh, get this thing off of me!" And you can see that this deckhand is still a cat. You also now notice that Dev has tackled Marco, and you see that Dev is screaming at him, "Why are you pinching me? Stop pinching me!" And you see that Marco is still crap pinching Dev.
Even
Elwin has also gained his senses and is now running down the stairs trying to separate the two of them. Calm down. He doesn't know. He doesn't have a grip on himself. He thinks he's some sort of crab.
even if Bashir had his wits, he would let it happen.
Yeah, suddenly Elwin is very, very fluent in common.
Sorry, that was Elvish.
Okay. Is Balthazar still fine?
Balthazar is still fine, and you can see that he's also going to keep assisting you as he's looking over. He's kind of watching. He was concerned about Bashir as well, as he sees him scurrying off. Should I go help Bashir or stick to the post?
No. Go help Jack.
Oh, all right, and he's going to run up the stairs. As you can see that the deckhand is almost tripping Jack over his own feet as Jack's trying to stay at his post. I can't steer with this guy rubbing up on me. It's really weird. And Balthazar's trying not to laugh, but also running up the stairs. And you actually see a wave hits, and it hits the ship very hard. All of you roll a dex saving throw to make sure you don't get knocked off your feet.
Even those that are already off their feet.
Skritch, you're just in bed, so make sure you stay in bed. Just roll me a dex saving throw. You might roll off your bed onto the floor and keep slumbering there.
That squirrel dex.
15.
Do I see this coming?
You do see the wave coming, Rubik. Now that you are not raging and you are not a lion, and you are not a raging lion.
17.
17. All right, everybody braces for impact, and nobody falls over. You see a couple of the other folks the other crew members. They kind of lose their footing and fall over from the giant wave hitting the ship. Jack says, hang on, there's going to be a couple more of those coming. We're almost out of the storm, I think. And Jack continues to steer out of the storm, hopefully, in his perception.
I look over, across the boat to Ivan. Is Jack steering the boat? Just...
From last I saw.
Oh, no.
He's the best we got.
Oh, God.
Wait, so did we see anyone else get knocked off their feet? No, right?
None of the players. The only people that you see fell over were these group of guys. They all fell over. Elwin, Dev, and Marco, even though Marco and Dev were on the ground already, but Elwin fell over trying to help them. You see that Balthazar has also fallen on the stairs. And Vree, who ran away like some sort of ostrich, is now fallen over and is getting up.
Okay. Beekman isn't fallen over, sliding out of the crow's nest?
No, the crow's nest has high walls and actually
good.
has almost like a little there are windows to look out, like giant bay windows, but they're boarded up with almost like wooden bars, like bamboo bars in a sense.
Okay. Rusk is gonna brace himself and get ready to adjust the rope as needed.
Alright, so you stay posted, waiting for the sail to go back to its center.
Yep.
While Jack's waiting for the next wave to hit, he shouts, "Brace yourselves again!" And all of you roll another dexterity saving throw for me.
Nat 20, baby. And also,
Oh,
Rask
nat
also got
20.
a nat 20.
Wow, you guys are
Yeah.
nat 20 twins tonight.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. High five, Rask.
20 twins.
13.
13. Rubik, you almost lose your footing, but you slide down the final step of the stairs, and you kind of come to you kind of halt yourself really quick as you almost come face forward, face plant into the ground or onto the deck of the ship. In front of you, you see Vree, who's kind of looking at you like a bird would, and then just starts running down the deck.
I slide about like I'm in a dishwashing station. Like it's
All
meant
right.
to be.
And where would you like to go?
I don't know. Forward.
Wherever the wind takes you.
I'm concerned about Jack, so I'm just heading that direction.
All right, so you're gonna head towards the helm. Ivan, where would you like to go?
I will do another perception to see if anybody else is causing harm.
Okay. You look around and
I'm kind of on people control. 14.
you see that no one's really causing harm over here. There's some arguments going on, but you can see Elwyn is calming everything down as they've all fallen over now. And they're separated for the most part, as you can see that even though Marco stopped pinching Dev, you can see that Marco is now pinching Elwyn as he's trying to separate the two of them. Elwyn doesn't seem to mind, and he'd rather accept the pinchings instead of Dev, since Dev is losing his shit over it. Dev actually sees you wrestling. He says, "Get your crazy friend away from me! He keeps pinching me! I'm going to kill him!"
Ignore him.
And he just kind of looks at you like, "Are you serious?" Bashir, you're running around the Mangonel. Roll me
Oh no.
a...
Oh god, we just
Let's see.
armed them too!
Just roll me a dex check.
A check?
Yes, please.
Come on. Oh.
8, okay. You get stuck between two of the gears for a moment, and you start squirming your legs like a squirrel would, or like any animal with two hind legs would kind of like start trying to push themselves forward. When you do, you kick the lever, causing yourself to kind of like squeeze right out of the gears, luckily not killing yourself or cutting yourself in half. You shoot yourself right out, but you launch the Mangonel into its activation stance, which is its firing stance. And it launches into off into the abyss of the storm. And you all hear this loud, like, boom, and the counterweight bounces and kind of breaks against the giant stone platform below it. And you all see a little squirrel pop out of the Mangonel and just kind of looks like almost scared and stunned for a moment. Bashir, what would you like to do?
Bashir also would have been like screeching in like high pitched, like awful sounds the whole time as well.
Okay, so you all hear a little squirrel screeching, or a Bashir squirrel screeching in the sense of it all.
Ivan's going to go over there and see what's up, essentially. I mean, that's on the other side of the mast for me, so...
Yeah, so you rush over here next to Rubik, and you see that the snake is going to hide under the bench, and Vree is going to basically take her head and put it underneath this bench as an ostrich would try to bury her head in sand.
Hey, that's cool.
Actually,
That's
they
good of
only
you, actually.
actually
you
they
and
only
Rubik
do that. They only do
bonding.
that to look up on their kids. That's not an urban legend.
Well, maybe she's checking her kids. Thank you.
This is a fantasy world.
This is actually a blue-footed ostrich. They're known to do that to hide and look for their children.
Children are always hiding
But
underground.
a squirrel wouldn't know that, Bashir.
Very-
How would you just keep your
very
squirrel
true.
knowledge to your squirrel
Yeah.
self?
Hey, have you seen Rick and Morty? Squirrels rule the world.
They did.
That's true.
A good thing we don't have the listening devices that Rick gave Morty. Anyways, you are screeching as you jump out. Is there anything you'd like to do as you begin to see people kind of walking over towards the ballista or the Mangonel? I'm sorry.
I would start heading towards the staircase. I wouldn't go around. I would basically climb up the side
Climb
of it. Yeah, and then
Okay.
try and head towards the front of the ship.
Okay. So you climb up and you start to you want to go towards the front of the ship?
Well, more like the front mast.
This is the back of the mast.
What?
This is the front, the bow, and then the stern. It's the back.
The forward mast.
This is the rear.
The rear one.
It's the rear of the ship?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
this
the
is the stern.
Fuck
So,
yeah,
yes.
God, boats. I'm not a boat person.
It's
That's-
all right.
Starboard and left port is right. That's why it's flipped.
Yes.
God, that messes with my head.
Facing downward.
Yeah.
Whatever
looking
mass
at it
this
weird.
is, Bashir's gonna
The rear
start
mass,
climbing up
okay.
in it. Yes.
All right. You hope that there is no other creature like Beakman up in this mast, and you start making your way towards there as you see Jack is being manhandled by a man cat still over here.
Yeah, the man cat would make him rush even further.
All right. So you start rushing up the mast even quicker because of this, and even as a squirrel, you still get flashbacks of Marco. No, I'm just kidding. Rubik and Ivan, you run up and you see Bashir running up the railing like a squirrel, frantically scared out of its mind, and it just starts running up the mast. And you see Jack is now kicking this man, like kicking one of the deckhands away. Get this thing off of me! It keeps making purring noises and rubbing up on me, meowing. And Balthazar's gonna rub and try to pull the deckhand off. I'm here. I'm sorry. I fell. And then you see he's trying to pull him away. Come here. Come on, kitty, kitty. And Balthazar's just like looking weird as he's saying that. You're a human. This is weird.
Is okay. Yep. Words are escaping me. Bashir is running which way? He's running up towards the. That way.
Yeah, he's running up the mast here. Skritch, welcome back. And can you roll me a another dexterity check really quick?
Yeah.
It's almost a natural 20. You luckily just stay in bed. Your arm and your leg are like just hanging out.
Perfect. Just the way I like to
Still-
sleep.
Still comfy, yeah. So you wrangle yourself, still staying on the bed there, even in the perfect sleep mode, and Rubik, you even see that as you turn the corner with Ivan, Dev notices you and stands up and stops trying to like fight Marco. Lord Rubik, I apologize, but he was pinching me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have my raven shoot the little dragon
Why?
with my angelic shortbow.
All right.
Interesting. What do you got to roll for that?
So it's going to be a disadvantage because I assume it's at a long distance. If it's past 40 feet, and I assume
Yes.
it's in the crow's nest, so it's going to be a disadvantage +6. So that's math. 22.
Sheer.
22 will hit.
All right, you hit the tiny dragon with your
So
raven.
He takes 1 piercing, 1 radiant damage, and then you must roll a Wisdom saving throw versus 12.
All right, Bashir, or Squirrel Bashir, what will you do?
Oh, shoot.
Net 20.
Wow, Squirrel Bashir says no, and he gets shot, but keeps running up the mast.
It makes him go faster.
Sheer.
Squirrel Shear.
I tried. He'll be
I
fine.
tried.
Buckquirrel?
Continue on to check on Jack, and I don't know how I feel about Dev. I give him the worst look, like murder, if it was a look.
You see he hides behind Elwyn, he says, I'm sorry, I'm done. And Elwyn just kind of rolls his eyes. Perhaps maybe Rubik just needs to be more often, and he says in Elvish as he's going to grab him and start walking him back up the stairs. And you eventually see that Marco is still pinching Elwyn. He's actually like not letting go this time. He's like grasping onto him, as if he's like a little lost kid. And Rask. Eventually, you see Jack, and he shouts to you. He says, "Set him straight, Rask."
Okay.
And Balthazar hears this, and he's going to run down, and the man cat goes back to rub up against Jack.
No, stay.
Skritch. You awake feeling fresher than ever.
Oh God.
And as you do, I want everybody to roll a Constitution saving
God.
throw.
Oh God.
Everybody this time.
Ah!
Bashir. Wow, Ivan.
Jesus, you guys both rolled dirty 20s. Rubik rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow, the 20 twins again.
You and I
I
are
guess the 20 triplets.
I am halfway up the mast. I'm really scared what I'll turn into.
I know, I'm kind of terrified too. Let's see, Skritch.
The bird.
What's up?
Oh god, please don't turn into a bird. Please don't
Oh,
turn into
Roll
God,
a
no.
Constitution saving throw now that you are awake.
Oh.
Wow, both you and Jack rolled an 8.
Twinsies.
Okay, so Bashir, Skritch, and Jack, they will all change, this is not good because Jack is steering the ship.
Oh.
Bashir,
Oh,
Bashir,
God.
you think you are a giraffe.
Oh no.
Not good. Where you are, about 20 feet up that mast.
Oh no.
Skritch, you think you are a panda bear.
Perfect.
Oh. Yeah, perfect.
You are very hungry, though.
Per usual.
Skritch, you're very hungry. Skritch, you're also looking for a mate. And Bashir, you are a terrified giraffe who's just looking for a safe place to eat from a tree. Jack has rolled, and he is a lion. He's going to look down at the man-human as he gets down on all fours. The man-human sees this and starts backing away. And you see that Jack just tackles the man-human as he starts biting on him, and they start wrestling like almost like a little feline would go after a big feline. And it's very scary looking.
And Jack's jaw is
Dev
metal.
sees this, he says, "Get him, Jack! Kill the human! Kill him!" And Elwyn is going to, he's actually going to punch Dev right in the gut, and Dev falls to his knees. And Elwyn's going to run up and try to remove them from each other as Marco is still attached, hanging onto him, dragging Marco up the stairs. As a
I want to
grab.
help as well.
Okay, you
Somebody
you get
needs
go
to
over
take
there and
control of the ship. I don't know how to do it.
Wait, so Dev shouted something? Like he's still fine?
Yeah, Jev told Jack to kill the deckhand. Basically, he was just encouraging Jack to kill him.
Dev, grab the wheel!
Am I allowed to grab the wheel?
Do you
Shut
want
up.
this to keep happening?
As Ivan runs past him and tells him to shut up, and he listens to you. Fine, I'll take the wheel. And as he walks past, as he's trying to walk past, Elwyn's wrestling Jack, and he almost gets knocked over. Jesus, get a hold of yourselves, everyone! And Dev's gonna look around. He says, "I wasn't even that bad." And you all remember him being a sloth just moments ago, eating Jack's tunic. So. And Dev kind of clears his throat and he says, "Now then, I will take command of the ship. Put the sails back port. Jack doesn't know what he was talking about. We still need to ride the storm properly. He's not a good captain, or a good sailor, or shipwright. He's not good at anything. Jack's horrible. He's even a horrible lion."
We're trying here.
So,
Actually,
with
go ahead.
No, with Bashir being, I've been trying to think about this. With Bashir being a giraffe halfway up the mast, he would forget that he has opposable thumbs.
Correct.
So his feet and front hands would just go flat,
Yes.
and it is up to the DM what happens.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you get tangled up in the rope or not.
Oh.
13. You unfortunately do not. You actually hit the ground. Or actually, you hit the ammo chest, which stops some of the fall. What is it, 4d6 for fall damage?
It's a 1d6 per 10 feet.
So
Yeah,
that's 20
1d6.
feet, so 2.
So just roll me 2d6. It's 5. You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage when you hit the ammo chest. You actually kind of crack one of the boards on the ammo chest as well. When you do, though, you stand up immediately as if you're a stunned, scared giraffe getting to its feet. You are standing on all hind legs with your head and your neck as up as you possibly can, like the posture of a giraffe.
Bashir doesn't have much of a neck at all, so it looks really freaking weird.
Yeah, so you look like you just ate something sour, and you're just looking up.
like you're possessed or something.
It's like he's got the smug looking down at someone's thing, but he's on all fours at the same time.
Where would you like to go that you can go eat from a tree?
Once he gets his bearings and looks up, he'll see that he's right next to a tree, and he'll basically just start chewing on the side of the mast.
Okay. So you just want to try to reach up to the mast and start chewing on it as you're
Any
as
rope or
you're
anything like that that's hanging from the mast next to me is what he'll go for.
You see along the railings here that there are ropes tied off, and you instantly start heading over there and start chewing on the ends of them.
Yeah.
As if they were like leaves from a tree.
Yep.
Rubik, you see this as well, by the way. You're the only one who can kind of see this as you're looking up the stairs, and you can just see Bashir's head chewing on a piece of rope.
Does he look like he appears to be in danger of falling off?
No, he's staying within the ship. It looks like.
He's fine.
He's fine.
It's fine. Where's Dev?
Dev is at the front, at the wheel.
I go and stand near Dev.
All right, so you get up there and you kind of stand near Dev, making sure you know that your presence is known, and he notices you very kind of almost intimidated by you, and he smiles and says, "Lord Rubik, thank you for defending me against any of these creatures. I appreciate your assistance." He smiles as he keeps steering the ship.
Sure, and if you crash us into a kraken or drown the ship, I'll be sure to kill you first before the rest of us perish at sea.
I'm a crew member of Skritch. I wouldn't do such a thing. And he smiles as he starts spinning the wheel very hard. Now, Rask. Now put the sails back.
What? Has the lure of gold gotten to you then?
It is the mighty words of Skritch and Skirt. I tell you, I'm a believer, my friend.
Inside check.
Skirt has shown me the way, and I will show you my way out of the storm with the power of Skirt. Rask, now! Set the sails straight. Roll me a athletics check, Rask.
Can I insight him?
Yes, you can, Rubik.
But I can do numbers. Insight is poop.
Damn, Rask is slaying those numbers tonight. All right, Rubik, you can tell that he does mean what he says, and seems very intent on getting you guys out of the storm as well.
Don't even bother inciting this follower of Skirt part.
I just hate him more.
I just hate him more.
He's telling the truth. God damn it.
Rask, you set the sails straight again, the center sail straight again by yourself. Very, very fast this time. You're actually getting a good hang of it. Because of your height and your sheer strength, you make an excellent deckhand.
Perfect. I'm good at blue-collar work.
You kind of smile as you've almost found like your calling in a sense of like on the ocean. Like if you feel at home with this type of like the weather doesn't bother you. You actually are kind of enjoying the hard work, and the labor feels very rewarding. And it kind of calms you down, and then you realize that everybody's acting like an animal, and there's still a giant shell kraken behind you guys.
It's fine. Rask focuses on the calmness of it on himself, just ignoring everyone else because, oh dear God.
Hey DM.
This is fine.
Yes, Rubik?
I just remembered something, sorry.
What's up?
My familiar should have been rolling for these changes from the storm.
Changes in the storm?
From the animalistic and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, if you
didn't realize it.
And then if you want to roll 3 times for me really quick.
It has advantage against spells and other magical effects.
Okay, then you can roll with advantage.
And then it's +0. So.
Would it affect them? I mean, I don't know because it didn't seem to affect the boars at all.
Yeah, it would.
It's a
because
familiar, not an animal.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
it's a it's
Does it
still
get an
kind of it's a
additional-
magical construct creature.
Yes,
basically.
yeah, because it's a familiar, it would be affected.
And not
Not,
an
if it was,
animal.
if it was
Not
an
an
actual
animal companion.
Yeah.
So I got 19, 10, 6.
19, 10, 6. So okay, so the last one is what will change the bird. Your bird thinks it's a crab.
Yep,
Oh,
that
is-
sounds right.
And is now fighting Beekman because Beekman still thinks it's a house cat defending its territory.
Oh god.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So the one-armed bird is now fighting your raven up in the crow's nest. There's a lot of bird things going on up there. Seems appropriate for the crow's nest. Skritch, you are a panda, and you wake up in your bed. You, like I said, you want to find a mate, and you are hungry.
Oh no.
Alright, food first, mate later. Pandas walk on all fours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Skritch is gonna hop down on all fours then, and then start heading towards food, I guess.
Would you start trying to eat out or eat the bars on your windows?
Where do you want to go? I'm sorry, Skritch.
I was gonna go in search of food, but Rotsu makes a valid point. Is there anything in my room that
no.
kind of looks like bamboo or something a panda would eat?
The only thing that looks like bamboo are the arms on your shrine of the statue of Skirt.
Oh no.
Just want to see something. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Skritch will head over there and start like gnawing on him.
All right, you just rip off the arm of one of them, and you just kind of sit down on your butt, and you just kind of start eating the arm, and just unfortunately you're taking bites out of the wood, but it's hurting your gums and your teeth, and you're kind of like bleeding a little bit from the shards of wood in your mouth. But yeah, you're eating that wood.
All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit there and keep nomming on the wood then.
All right, you're nomming that wood very hardcore, and you're acting just like a panda would, little panda goblin. And with that, we will actually end there for tonight. On that note, we'll leave off with the little cliffhanger of you guys still in the fog of many faces, and it will be with the animals. The animal storm, unfortunately, for this part. So leave off with that. Thank you all for joining us, everybody who's listening in on Kuuretsu's and Karns' channels. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. We really appreciate the support, the listeners. Again, this is Round Stump Gaming, and this is the campaign of the Journey of the Bone Collectors. I'm your host.
Oh.
I was your host for the night,
Title.
Wolfgang. Please stick around though for a vote on the top 2 players, and I will also let the streamers give their outros and go over their stuff really quick, and then we will sign off for the night. And I'm sure Retsu would want to raid somebody. So yeah, so if you could please vote for your 2 favorite players for the night. That's basically the 2 people who you really enjoyed listening to. Either they made you laugh the most, they were the most energetic, you liked their character, whatever made you happy about them, or whatever you liked the most. Please do vote for them. It will help them. In the end, they get a reward for it. So send it their way. Thank you very much, and I'll leave it up to the streamers now.
Okay, go ahead, Karns.
So
Or
yeah, I think I can do it real quick. So I just streamed the archive for this. I just realized I had the wrong title for the whole damn thing from the one shot that we did the other week. It's no big deal. But yeah, you can find me as Lord Kirov pretty much anywhere. YouTube on my channel is where we have the archive for this, in case you guys want to go back and figure out how we got where we are, at least from my perspective. Other than that, I stream a couple times a week whenever I can. You can
Check out his channel.
find the schedule on my channel. You can Do whatever you want. I'm tired.
Check out Lord Kira or Carnes, our
Yes.
lovely Bashir, who was a squirrel and is now a giraffe.
Giraffe need food.
Giraffe need food. But yeah. Well, thank you guys once again for coming by. Please do vote on my stream. There's the poll that started up. You can use bank vote and then the number that's associated with the person.
Bang means exclamation point.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
And we will pick this back up next Sunday if you want to come back and listen to more of the story. Otherwise, I stream on Monday with... tomorrow will be Killing Floor 2. Tuesday will be Divinity Original Sin. Thursday will be our Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign with a different DM or GM, Frosty. And Friday will be Drinking Stream. And that's my week. But we're gonna go raid Scarlet right after this. This is her first homebrew campaign, so we'll be hanging out over there. But yes, please do vote. Big Doggo Cam? Okay.
Big Doggo Cam.
Yes.
The whole reason everybody comes to this stream.
Yes,
Sorry,
everyone's your family.
I just really wanted to see Henry before I log off for the night.
So cute.
Okay.
I think everybody wants to.
Yeah, everyone
Alright.
does.
I'll end the archive there. Just not much is going to go on.
So again, players, don't forget to send me your votes.